Hi, it's working. Honestly, one of these weeks I will check before we start. But hello, everyone. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Marie. Hi, Amanda. Hello, if you are watching. Say hi, hi. Let me know what's up. How are we feeling today? I will start this video off by saying I'm not feeling well today. So I don't know how long we're going to last, but I figured I would give it a try. I took a nap on my couch for the last hour in preparation for today's festivities. I also have a massive glass of water. So we'll start with that. And I have my co-pilot right here. Bubba is also not feeling well today. We had to go to the vet today. We were not having a good morning. Not good. So we had to go to the emergency vet, but all is well. And we are all sleeping. And hopefully tomorrow we'll wake up and feel better. Yes, this is very true. Hannah says, the world is depressing. I could use some mocking of Dan Locke. Can't we all? That's why we're all gathered here today. Hello, Heather, Hannah, Sina, Lindsay, Lori. The squad's all here. Okay. So if you missed my last stream, last Monday, we watched a masterclass, from Dan Locke. If you're not familiar with Dan Locke, I honestly wasn't that familiar until my real estate agent introduced me to him. And I would recommend you go and watch that live stream because it was a doozy. I think I have it linked in the description of this video. Yes, I do. So if you haven't watched that, not totally necessary before we watch this stream, but I would encourage you to set some time aside later to go and get yourself caught up. Excited to be here though, so thank you so much for joining me. You can let me know how your day is going in the comments, hopefully better than mine. And yes, if you haven't already, go ahead and switch yourself from top chat to live chat to make sure you don't miss out on anyone's messages. So, while we were doing some sleuthing last week on Dan's website, I came across a program that he is affiliated with called High Ticket Coaching. High Ticket Coach. High Ticket Coach. Registered trademark. And I thought that today we could go ahead and watch that eventually. My day is wild, but I'm happy to be here. You and me both, my friend. Including my first time in an Uber Pet I took today because conveniently my partner went to the dentist 5 minutes before I realized we needed to go to the vet. But it's all good. We are sleeping. I wish I was sleeping. I will be sleeping once we're done here. And we're all going to have a good time poking fun at this training, I'm sure. Please go ahead and give the stream a thumbs up if you haven't already. Thank you for the reminder. And let's go ahead and not waste any time. We'll get right into it because I often ramble unnecessarily. So like I mentioned, this training is called High Ticket Coach. That's literally all it's called. High Ticket Coach Masterclass. We're going to learn how to make high ticket sales. So if you're interested in building a business on high ticket sales, you're in the right place. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're probably going to lose some brain cells. I'm going to give that as a disclaimer. Typically, any of the stuff we watch on this channel makes me feel a little bit stupider by the time we're done. So brace yourselves, okay? Let's go ahead and jump right in. And I'll add my commentary as per usual. Okay.
Boom. Welcome to the High Ticket Coach.
My headphones are not connecting. Never a dull moment without
Masterclass.
There we go. Okay. Can you see the screen? Can you hear the slideshow? Please let me know. And let's go. Let's comment. Some days I feel like that too.
This is Alex Mondosian, and I have no idea if you and I have ever met, But I do know it's no accident that you made it here. And with over 27 years of experience in the high-ticket sales coaching field, I know with absolute certainty that everything happens for a reason. Do you agree?
Does it?
I mean, you saw something, you clicked the link, you got here, and hopefully it's to find or get a glimpse of the purpose of being you and where you are in your business life.
Can we stop this narrative that because we start a business, it has to be attached to our life's purpose and that everything we do must be in line with whatever this purpose in life is? Again, as I say with most of the commentary content I make on this channel, I come from a place of someone who like used to conform to these narratives and genuinely believe them to be true. But now that I'm kind of like on the outside of this industry, I just want to say for the record how toxic I think it is that we are all sort of pressured into believing that the thing we do for work in our lives needs to be like tied to our greater purpose. When I just think as humans in general, we don't really have like one set thing that we should be doing. And so I don't know, that was just like an aside, but the whole narrative of like, figure out your life's purpose and monetize it is just like, it's so icky. I don't like it.
Loving your life by possibly selling more, even if you don't like selling. And that starts with 3 steps you're about to learn. Now, this masterclass is about a surprising new way to make an extra 100K. And that's working just a few hours a day, thanks to the world's most lucrative skill. And that's high-ticket sales coaching. In my experience, there are 3 reasons why you will fail in life, my friend. Now, that's both personally and professionally. And we'll cover all 3 of those reasons, but one of them is chasing too many bright, shiny objects. Those are called BSOs. And a BSO, or a bright, shiny object, distracts you from making that extra 100K.
Okay, the background music in this video is probably going to get me demonetized, but like, what is going on? What is with this elevator music playing in the background? Curious, asking for a friend.
If that's why you're here. Now, if you learn one thing from me during the time we share together, distractions lead to failure. Let me repeat that. Your distractions will lead to failure. You may be distracted right now. So that's why I want you to know that as we move forward, the people you see in front of you have taken those distractions out. These are just a handful of all the certified sales coaches that I've trained who were once in the same position you are now. They were watching a webinar. They were online. They were at a physical event. They found their purpose of being themselves. And now, according to them, they love their lives more by selling more because they learned those 3 steps, which you're about to learn. Now, if you want what they have,
I turned up the video on the volume on the video. Let me know if it's better.
Then please keep watching, stay tuned, pay close attention to what I'm about to teach you. Because before we begin, I want to teach you 3 tips, like the slide you see in front of you, to maximize your impact of this masterclass and monetize what you learn. This isn't just for this masterclass, my friend. This is for any masterclass, because I doubt this is the first one you've attended. Now, first, eliminate the distraction.
Look at my participation trophy, or like I always say, look at my diploma that was created at Microsoft Paint. Okay, I'm going to say it now. Everyone who watches this live video is now a certified magical unicorn sprinkle rainbow cupcake. Send me your email and I'll give you your certificate once we're done here. After you pay me $10,000.
Distractions such as email, text, social media. Next, write down your MWMs, I'll tell you what that is in a moment, on a separate sheet of paper, better yet a journal that's bound. And then
what is
next,
what is with all of these people like creating their own acronyms? Like, does it make you sound, is the idea, and I don't know, this is just my thought, let me know what you think in the comments. Does it make you sound more legitimate or like more official if you've like created all of these short form BS, O, M, W, A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Like, what's the point?
Decisive with a yes or a no with your next step. A maybe is very expensive. Now, I don't expect you to believe me yet because we just met, but please pay close attention to this business opportunity and get rid of your distractions because distractions lead to failure. Again.
Okay, if you've been here a while, we have watched many a webinar on this channel, and generally they all follow the same format, including the Dan Locke webinar we watched last week. Most of the webinars follow this format of, I was so poor, now I'm rich. I have 3 secrets, 5 secrets, 10 secrets. I'm going to teach you them all, blah, blah, blah. This whole format is completely different from anything I've seen. And I think I hate it even more because I'm just trying to look at this through the lens of someone who maybe genuinely wants to learn high ticket sales. I haven't even been clearly told what I'm going to learn. Instead, we're talking about my life's purpose and the impact. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm not paying attention. Like he said, you don't get distracted. But to me, it's like, I'm very unclear about what's happening right now.
Again, I'm Alex Mondosian, and I have no idea how you got here. But I do know that we cannot accept everyone who applies to this opportunity. So I'm going to say that out front. And the reason
False scarcity
is our standards force us to turn away over 80% of the men and women from all over the world that we assess, that we are evaluating. And usually it comes down to their lack of commitment.
I don't buy that for a second
as well. So let's talk about what you see on the screen right now. What is an MWM? Well, that's something that we use in our community. It's called a money's worth moment. And my partner, Dan Locke, they call him Sifu. Dan Locke, Sifu is like teacher, just like it would be guru or sensei. And money's worth moment is that Chinese proverb that I want you to write down. The palest ink is better than the best memory. A money's worth moment is an aha. It's a takeaway. And so you'll have many during this masterclass. I want you to write them down. Again, the palest ink is better than the best memory. Writing it down will have it come through your nervous system. Do we have a deal? Okay, so here's my key point. My intention with this masterclass is not to enroll you into a course. It's to provide you the access to an assessment that determines if you're eligible for a private discovery session one-on-one with one of our advisors.
Okay, I need to stop it there. So, again, if you've watched the content on my channel, typically these webinars are set up as a sales funnel into which at the end of the webinar, they're going to pitch you the scenario of buy my program that costs whatever, $2,000, $5,000, or try and, DIY it yourself and be unsuccessful. Here's the thing. Here is the thing. This, what side of the screen? Over here is BS. They want to set you up before they even get into the training. Again, this is my opinion. I think they're trying to set you up to create scarcity, to think like, oh my God, I better pay attention to what this guy says, because if I don't put the right answers in this assessment at the end of the webinar, they're not going to pick me. They're creating this sense of urgency and desire out of nothing, in my opinion. Also, yes. Let's talk about the random capitalization of words here. We don't like it. Exactly. Hillary says, scarcity conditioning negging. We are off to a great start. 1000%. They are setting us up before we haven't even learned anything yet. They're already saying we're only going to take 20% of the people that apply. So like, good frickin' luck, which is, as we've seen in many of the content on my channel, likely not true, I'm going to guess.
Whom we've trained. Now, we can't accept every candidate. That's what you are. You're not a lead. You're not a prospect. That's dehumanizing. So we can't accept every candidate who applies because we have a reputation at stake. And I'll reveal later on who we is in this masterclass in a bit. But for right now, again, I'm going back to 100% of your attention. That's what I'm asking for. There are probably a lot of distractions around you right now. Shut those off and just zone in on this slide that you see right now that says key point. And I will tell you this fact, how we attract our high-ticket sales coaches, even if you're not good at sales, even if you're not a coach, is exactly the way we train our high-ticket coaches to attract their clients. Keyword, high ticket. Are you ready? All right, let's get started. So what is a discovery session? If ultimately the intention is to get you to a discovery session after an assessment, what is it? Well, it's not a...
Okay, hold on. Is he walking us through the offer before he's even taught us the material? I'm so confused. What's happening? Is someone paying closer attention than me? We haven't learned anything yet, and he's already pitching us the discovery session, which, for those of you that aren't familiar, discovery session, also known as clarity call, sales pitch, is essentially an opportunity where they'll get you on a phone call, which, if you watch the sales call we watched last week together, it's cringe. But they're basically going to pressure you into buying whatever he's selling. So I am so confused. He hasn't actually taught. Okay, the offer is the material. Interesting. See, this is a new tactic I haven't seen yet, so I'm glad that we're all experiencing this together. Ah!
Not a strategy session or a clarity call that others typically offer. Instead, it's a diagnosis of where you are. We call that point A, just like you see on the screen. So you get a prescription on where you want to go, which is point B. Diagnosis precedes prescription, right? Just like going to the doctor. Now, many business opportunities I'm sure you've evaluated have probably given you a prescription knowing what's good for you without diagnosing you. Is that true? Is that maybe why they didn't work? I mean, if other things have worked, then why are you here? You can't have certainty with what you want if you're not ruthlessly honest about where you are. What you want is point B. Where you are is point A. Now, imagine that we're flying in a plane and unfortunately we crash in northern Africa in the Sahara Desert. Our goal is to get to Cairo, Egypt. That's point B. We crash, and after we get all our supplies and water, making sure that we can get through the Sahara Desert, what's the most important thing and most critical thing for us to know?
You and I both. I don't know where this is going, but I certainly haven't learned anything yet.
Not where Cairo is, where we are, point A. And that's the way coaching works. If you think you're in one part of the Sahara, which you're not, but you hold that to be absolutely true, you may end up in Marrakesh, Morocco. So knowing where you are is the key to coaching. And it may have not come to you that way in the past because it's always about where we're going to go. But I will tell you, I want to experience 80% of where you are now so that we can get you where you want to go faster, better, and easier.
I think this is a pretty incorrect assumption to be making, that anyone who offers like mentorship or coaching only coaches on the future. Because in any kind of helping relationship, whether it is coaching, whether it's in therapy, whether it's when you go to the doctor, there's some level of background and understanding, and like usually there's an intake form of sorts. Even with like the most terrible coaches who are just stealing your money, they generally take information to understand who you are and what your business is. Like this, I don't know who he's referring to when he says that most coaches only coach on the future. And I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but even like, again, the fake coaches that are just going to teach you useless BS that doesn't actually make you any money, they still take the time to kind of like, figure out what your service is, even if they're going to convince you to change those services to become a coach. They're still understanding the foundation of where you're at. So like, I don't know, this doesn't make sense to me.
Now, on this next slide, you'll see a picture of a coach of mine who's no longer living, but his name is Dr. Stephen Covey, and you may have read some of his books. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is probably his most famous. He says, if you don't have a confidence in your diagnosis, in other words, point A, where you are, you won't have confidence in the prescription. I think that's true, don't you? I'm not asking you to decide yes or no today, my friend. As we're getting started here, all I'm asking you to do is put yourself in the position for a fully informed decision. And the only way to do that with absolute certainty is to be on the inside, which I'm going to bring you. I'm opening the door to the secret passage that many others have entered.
Passage.
You can't make that decision from the outside. So if I say things that you believe are true, then all I want you to do is commit to the next step, because I don't know if you're true for us. Does that make sense? We have a fair exchange here. So
before I even give you the training, I'm just going to brag about how great I am and how much you need whatever it is I'm selling, even though you don't know what I'm selling and you don't know what results it's going to get you, which to me seems so counterintuitive to what he was just saying about how I'm going to understand your business so that I can diagnose you, so that I can give you a prescription, but I'm not even going to tell you what I'm selling or how it can help you. How does this make sense? Somebody make it make sense.
on the inside, you can make a decision. You can't make one from the outside, right? And it's not fair. It's like trying to buy a home sight unseen. It's like driving a car or buying a brand new car, maybe a performance car, without ever doing a test drive.
Or this is like buying a program without even understanding what the program's going to help me do.
So I hope that I will see you on the inside, and let's move forward in seeing what that looks like. Now, read this slide carefully. The skill of becoming a great coach, like any great parent, if you're a parent, you're already a coach. If you're a manager, you're a great coach. If you're a great friend, you're a coach. But it's simply asking a few world-class questions about point A and then allowing your clients, that's what coaches have, our clients, spend their time answering what it means to get to point B. It's up to the client to get to point B, and the coach focuses on point A. Remember the Sahara Desert story? It's so important to know where you are, and that is up to us to assess and then discover through the discovery session. Now, on this next slide, you'll
Lindsay, your guess is as good as mine. I don't understand what's happening. He said buying this program is like driving a car. I don't know. I'm so confused. Ooh.
you'll see a world-class question. Okay, is your best work
Help.
ahead of you or
Somebody
behind
help.
you? Now, some people live in the past, some live in the future. I want you to be in the present right now. Because I will tell you, if your past, which is behind you, is more important than your future, if you think you had better days then professionally, then the lessons of this masterclass will have no value to you, my friend.
Okay, we're going to come back to this in a second. I want to show you the sales page because the sales page really isn't any better. But maybe it'll provide some sort of context for us. So just give me a second up. Do 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 do. Oh no, it's like frozen. Okay, maybe if I go to Dan Locke's website. Okay, high ticket coach. Here we go. Okay, so this was the sales page. I didn't find it very helpful, but maybe this will provide a little bit of insight into what the heck we're supposed to be doing. We should have looked at this originally. Oh, look, the fake countdown timer. We love to see that. Okay, so limited access for coaches or aspiring coaches who want to create a better business and lifestyle while making a difference in the world. Also, the design of this website, horrible. What is with these fonts? Anyway, give me 2 hours. Oh my God. 2 hours. We're not watching the whole thing. There's no way I can sit through 2 hours of this. I'll teach you how to be eligible to become certified high ticket coach with the skills and tools to change the lives of your clients. Blah, blah, blah. Why you don't need a curriculum or have years of experience, how to eliminate imposter syndrome, why utilizing our proven research techniques will attract pre-qualified clients, how to stop chasing shiny, bright objects, why it's important to identify the right software, how to increase your monthly revenue by 400%, how to stop wasting your money and time, and so much more. So again, just for a little bit of context, that's what we are supposed to be learning. Are we actually learning that? I don't think so. Let's see.
We accept candidates for their attitude, not for the current skills they have. We expect to train you of the skills. We don't expect that you know our curriculum. We give it to you. We don't expect that you know how to coach, even if you're certified by one of the certification boards of coaching organizations. I know them all. I've coached some of their CEOs. See, in Southwest Airlines, which is an airline here in the United States, they hire for attitude and they train for skill. We can't train your attitude. That's what you have to come with. And coming with that meaning your future, what's ahead of you, must be more promising. We hire for attitude and train for skill. And when I say hire, I mean hire. And you'll see what I mean. Skills will get in your way from having all you want 1 year from today if you don't proceed on this high ticket coaching mastery webinar. Because this masterclass is going to turn coaching on its head and show you
the scarcity,
sales coaching, whether you did
false
sales or
scarcity
not,
is just unbelievable to me.
Now, let me introduce you on this next slide to one of my coaches, and his name is Dan Sullivan. He's hired me, and I've hired his organization called Strategic Coach. Now, he lives in Canada half the year and the other half in the United States. World-class question he asks. He says, if we met here again 1 year from today, what must happen professionally and personally for you, and that's you as the viewer right now, my friend, I'm talking to you, not Alex Mondosian. I already know this. For you to feel delighted, even wildly successful about the progress that you've made over that year as a result of what you learned on this masterclass.
I wish I could skip
move
ahead
to 12 months from now, to the day, to the hour, to the same season you're in, and ask yourself, what must happen? Did you get what you want? Did all the changes happen? Well, you're going to find out as you keep watching this masterclass. Is that fair? Now, I paid Dan's company $27,000 to learn how to ask this world-class question. And the purpose of the question is to imagine a bigger and brighter future, not past. What's ahead of you, not what's behind. What's done is done. Many people have shame and guilt over the past. Those are worthless emotions, my friend. Now, All this question is based on is knowing what you want.
I think that's so ignorant to be like, shame and guilt are useless. So, like, if you feel those, you're an idiot failure. Why did it change my name to High Ticket Coach? Oh, that's too good. I give up. But yeah, I just wanted to pause it and say that because ew, we don't like that. I hate it here already.
And when you are enrolling new clients, this is a great question to ask them. And I do. In fact, there's 3 questions we ask, and within one conversation, we get high-ticket clients anywhere from $10,000 to over $100,000. I'll show you how, and I'll show you how we do it and what we do. Now,
then show me already
what you want unless you know what you want. Now, one of my dear friends, T. Harv Eker, who's also Canadian originally and now lives in the U.S., he and I have made over $25 million together. I've been on the stages of the world with him. He says that in his book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. You probably have heard of him. He had the largest seminar company in the world at one time. You can't get what you want unless you know what you want. So that's what I'm asking you. If we were to go 1 year in the future, what do you want? I can't help you with that. That's the attitude you must bring. Do you see what I'm saying?
How do I know what I want a year from now? If you asked me this question October 2022, I wouldn't know what to tell you. I don't know. That's too far. I hate this.
Now, the question is a test, and it's testing what you want. And if you know that in your discovery session, if you know that in the assessment, which I'll ask you to take,
I absolutely
the next part
do not.
is us giving you the
correct.
skills that have been preventing you from achieving what you want. You probably have the tools and resources. If you have an internet connection, if you have a platform where you can have a meeting, and we don't use Zoom, we use another platform which we've invested in just for coaching.
We don't use Zoom. Zoom is for loser idiots that are poor. Rich people don't use Zoom, but we're not going to tell you what we do. We are rich and you are poor, and you can't figure out what we're using until you give us all your money.
You probably have all you need in resources and tools. You just don't have the skills yet. And that's what this masterclass is about. Now, potential answers, as you can see on this slide, for that question. It's called the R factor. R stands for relationship. You can look it up on the internet, but not now. Listen and watch what I'm saying, right? For Dan's question that I've adopted for the past 20 years, potential answers could be make an extra 100K as a high ticket coach. Next, be a social influencer as a high ticket coach, like 1 year from today. Next, if you're in debt, getting recurring income each month, 100% debt free with your creditors. You will be debt free when that recurring income comes in. And then finally, just for this slide, just looking at the time, maybe your wristwatch or your smartphone, simply out of curiosity. What a way to live, right? So I'm telling you, you have the tools, but what you're here for is to learn the skills so that you can get to that 1 year point B faster and with less effort. Your brain's job is to conserve energy. I don't believe people are lazy. I just think they want to conserve energy. So if you can do something faster and with less effort, then keep watching, because that is why I'm here. Now, it's weird, but the majority of the candidates attracted to this business opportunity, and we've had thousands, the majority are single moms. They're divorced. We also have service professionals.
Targeting single moms. We're proud of that. Love that for you.
We also have divorced dads. We have coaches who haven't made a living because they don't know how to sell high ticket. But all these people have lost meaning from what they do. Some never worked. They just want to love their life.
Lindsay, are you a millionaire? Lindsay says, I look at my watch out of curiosity all the time. You must be so rich to be able to do that, to be able to be afforded that luxury.
Life through service. And so that is what this opportunity is about. And if you're going to serve someone, you might as well get paid more money. Now, on this next slide, this is Neil Donald Walsh. He's a colleague of mine. He wrote a book called Conversations with God. And he attracts people in the spiritual part of the information marketing world. But he said life begins at the end of your comfort zone. He's part of an organization I belong to called the Transformational Leadership Council.
He takes advantage of religious individuals.
Jack Canfield, who I've known since 2006. I've interviewed him 83 times. You'll meet him later on. But you know what? I know, even though Neil is right, I think it can be expanded. I think we believe in something that I think you can believe, and that is expanding your comfort zone, like a balloon. What seemed impossible is now comfortable. I think it's scary to go beyond and burst through the comfort zone. I think pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. People suffer when they're outside the comfort zone. So my job.
Oh my God, he quoted himself and put his own photo in the PowerPoint. What is happening? I'm going to make a PowerPoint and it's going to say, high ticket coaching is stupid. And then it'll have a picture of me and it'll say, Ryan.
Setting it up. I've been setting it up now for about 13 minutes, is getting you ready so that uncertainty is optional from this point forward. What do you want to do you can be uncertain about? What you want, you cannot be uncertain about. And the easiest way to know what you want is know what you don't want. And that's pretty easy. And we'll go through that as well. I hope you're enjoying this. Are you glad you made it? Well, keep watching, because we are going to build this so that I hope this is one of the most important masterclasses you've ever attended.
I can assure you
I hope
I'm
you
not
watch it
enjoying
twice,
this.
but I hope you decide once. Now, in this next slide, you see this picture called Acres of Diamonds. It's a book. It's a life-changing story. And if you're not familiar with it, it's a very thin book, easy read. It's about a Persian
Everyone get ready. Your life's about to change.
farmer, and his name is Ali Hafet. And one day, he learned about the value of diamonds. And so what he did is he sold all of his stuff. He left his family, his kids, his wife, and he decided to search the world for diamonds. And he went all over the place. He scoured the planet, within horse riding distance, and he didn't find any. He ended up penniless and exhausted.
I'm so
and then
bored.
he died. He committed suicide in the ocean. Now, the ironic thing is, and many people think it's a parable, but it could be a true story, on his property, because he did own a lot of land that he didn't sell, where his family lived, diamonds were soon discovered after his death. It was called the Golconda mine, and that mine was a very, very robust diamond mine. Imagine, he had diamonds in his backyard, and he went and scoured the planet and looked all over the inhabitants of Earth, and he couldn't find any. And this mine, the Golconda mine, produced the crown jewels for kingdoms of England and Russia and other kingdoms. You have diamonds in your backyard, and you probably don't even know it. You're not as good as you think you are.
Oh my God.
You've made it this far. I believe you're better. So I know we just met. I'm hoping I can win your heart so that your head and mind will follow.
Again, I don't know who you are, and I still don't know what you're going to be teaching me today, and we're 15 minutes in, so what's happening?
All right. As a high-ticket coach, if you win your candidate's time, as I'm winning your time now, then their investment with you will follow. And transparently, that's what I'm doing here. Now on this
Welcome, Kat. I apologize to your brain cells already. I'm so bored I can't stop yawning.
next slide, pay close attention. I want to make sure we have the right grounding. In coaching, this is called grounding. Because if you and I believe in the same assumptions, then we'll have a great relationship. But
You
if
and I
you've had
both,
a
Holly.
failed relationship, it's because you come from a different set of assumptions. It's not just political. It's not just about your beliefs. It's the assumptions behind those beliefs, your premises, right? Would
Okay, everyone, get your pen and papers out because we're going to start scoring ourselves.
you agree? Now, if you fail to score this next question, it's on the next slide, at a level 9 or 10, like 90 or 100%, then I'm telling you, and this is not a false or idle threat, I encourage you to leave this masterclass now because the rest will completely be a waste of time. Now, remember, attitude is up to you. Your skills we can teach as a high-ticket sales coach, but attitude you must bring. We can help your skills, but you must help us in bringing the right attitude. And if you're game, remember this next slide, level 9 or 10, okay? Otherwise, leave, okay? No one's making you watch. Here's the slide. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is a world-class question. How committed are you to learn how to make an extra 100K working just a few hours a day? Now, I'm sure you've been asked that question,
Drop your numbers in the chat.
but I'm asking you one-to-one direct. If there are 2 people watching, I'm asking both of you. If there are 3 people watching on the same computer, then I'm asking you too. I don't know if you're watching on your smartphone or laptop or desktop, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you? Now, if you give me an 8 or a 5 or a 7, please don't keep watching because you were in the wrong place. If you give me a level 10 or 9, and you tell me you're 100% committed, then I will allow you to come in through the assessment and then have that one-on-one discovery session because we're paying for all of that. We're looking for new high-ticket sales coaches. We're doing this for us, not so much for you, because we have a very high demand for high-ticket sales coaching. They come to us, and then we give those people to our high-ticket sales coaches. We don't have enough supply. We have too much demand. That's why we
Hi, Eloise. You haven't missed anything. You can just continue watching because your brain will melt if you go back and get caught up. So far, we've learned nothing. We don't know who this guy is. We still don't know what we're learning. And we're about 20 minutes in. So help.
we can't do this with everyone during the month. First come, first serve. You'll learn more about that later. Now, let me tell you something. 100K, you say. Well, it's not the 100K. Now, many people say money can't buy happiness. Well, when I hear that, I say, you know what? If you think money can't buy happiness, you, my friend, haven't given enough of it away. I love buying a car for my mom. I love buying a home for family members. I love supporting my kids. I couldn't do that without the skill and attitude of being a high-ticket sales.
Wait, so you're telling me that with an extra $100,000 in a year, which is not like a small amount of money by any means, but with $100,000, I'm going to buy a house for my family, going to buy a house for other relatives in my family, and I'm going to buy cars for everyone in my family. What year do you live in, and where do you live where that's possible? Because where I live, I couldn't even buy a freaking shed for that price, let alone a house for every single one of my family members.
Sales coach, having made millions. You'll see how many millions since 1993. And your passion for something doesn't produce your commitment to get it. Your commitment produces your passion. One of my coaches taught me that. I know passionate people who are broke. I know passionate people who are unhealthy. I know passionate people who can't make that 100K. because they're not committed to suit up and show up and get to work. You can only make a difference when you commit 100%. And all-in commitment is hard. It is. It's not easy. It's hard. It's a little painful, but suffering is optional, as I said before. It's like in poker, all in, all the chips go into the middle of the board. That's the level of all-in commitment. It's like an Acapulco cliff diver when his toes or her toes leave the cliff and dive.
Again, priming you up to spend a lot of money. My guess is he's going to pitch you this program. It's going to be something insanely expensive, like $50,000 or something.
I've seen that before. This is Charlie Munger, and he said the first 100K is a bitch, which means it's hard. He's a billionaire. He is Warren Buffett's partner. Warren Buffett is worth 30 times more than Charlie, but I think having $2 billion is pretty good, right? He says the 100K, the first 100K is a bitch, but you got to do it. I don't care what you have to do. If it means being everywhere and not eating anything, and if you purchase your food with coupons, find a way to make that 100K, and after that, you can take a break. Well, that's what we do. We want you to work hard, 100% all-in commitment for that first 100K. Here's a key point. Most business people have too many goals and not enough celebrations. So the goal is the next 100K. Now, if you already make 100K, it's no big deal, then stop watching. Because maybe you're watching this out of some kind of morbid curiosity. Maybe you're watching it so that you can pull some of the slides and ideas for your own presentations. I have no idea what your intention is, but if that next 100K is important to you, then keep watching. Because the secret is to have one goal and many celebrations, and that's called chunking down. Let me tell you what it means. Chunking down an extra 100K a year is $275 a day, or $1,925 per week, or $8,334 a month. If you make any of those as a cause for celebration, and if you're in our community, those are called booms, okay? They're money's worth moments, but a boom is like, hey, everyone, check it out. I had my first $275 day. Now, you won't have that for the next 364 days, most likely, but the fact that you did it, you're sending a message to your nervous system that I'm a winner, just like you were born. You beat out 500 million other competitors when you were conceived, if you can think about that. You came out a winner. We just learn how to lose as we grow up into adulthood, and we lose our dreams.
This is a joke, right? He's joking?
To have you
this is a joke.
reignite that dream machine that you probably lost touch with. And if you still have it, congratulations. You're one of the few who do. If you make $275 one day this year, that's a cause for celebration, isn't it? If you don't think it is, because it's not enough money, then this masterclass and this opportunity is not for you. Because small wins lead to big wins.
What is this?
It's one of the 4 laws of karma we teach inside of our coaching curriculum. Everything big once started small. An acorn turns into a giant oak tree. You, when you were conceived, grew to 10,000 times your size in about 40 weeks. So small hinges open big doors. Are you with me? You get what I'm saying? So.
And he's going to pitch us a program that costs thousands of dollars. That's the piece that I just can't seem to comprehend. I'm supposed to take this seriously. I'm going to cry. Oh my God.
Can you sense all the possibilities of chunking down your goals, my friend? Do you see how life can change, your life, with fewer goals and more celebrations? Well, if you come with us, if this is your time and your time is now, you will find how that works. And let me ask you this, where would you be if you learned about chunking down your goals 3 years ago and had the coaching? Because doing it on your own, there's no such thing as a self-made success. All the billionaires and millionaires that you may have known or heard about, none of them were self-made. Not one. They all had coaches.
No, they didn't. That's not true. That is not true. For the record, you're watching this video, you're thinking about, I need a coach to be successful. That is not true. I agree that no one is truly self-made, in that you either have some sort of, spouse that is supportive of you, family, friends, coworkers, other entrepreneurs that you network with, like that kind of thing. But I think to say that anyone who has, become a millionaire or a billionaire only did that with coaching, like, that's not true. That I want to see the statistics. I don't like it.
Now, Mark Twain talks about chunking down. He's one of my favorite American authors. I studied him as a high schooler in the United States school system. He said, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks, such as getting certified as a high-ticket sales coach, right, into manageable tasks, and then starting on the first one. In other words, step by step, the journey of 1,000 miles takes one step. Well, that's it.
Can you believe or imagine yourself in whatever you do for a living, taking some of the most historic or memorable quotes from reputable people and then twisting them to suit whatever narrative you're shilling that day? The secret to getting started is breaking down your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks, like hiring a high-ticket sales coach. What?
That's exactly what this program is about. We model nature. Mark Twain, by the way, whose real name is Sam Clemens, he said the two most important days in your life are the day that you were born and the day you find out why. I love that quote. The two most important days in your life are the day you were born, which happened, and the day you find out why.
Also, for the record, this is the most quotes I've ever seen in a single webinar ever.
My friend, I don't mean to be too corny, but
Where's the
since you made it
content?
this far, I hope you're finding out why you were born as a high-ticket sales coach, because it changed my life and the lives of my family and everyone I've touched. Joint venture partners, friends, even my competitors thank me because we've expanded the industry. Part of my intention with this masterclass and setting it up is for you to find out why you were born through service worthy of devotion. So keep watching. I hope you're smiling and nodding your head. So here's an important piece of content I want you to know whether you decide to continue or not and take the next step. It's very important to me that you know this. It's called the 4C formula. Again, Dan Sullivan, a strategic coach, taught me this over 20 years ago. This is how to become a wildly successful high-ticket sales coach, or any kind of coach, or a parent, or a manager, or a boss. First, it starts with commitment. Not passion, commitment. Then courage, because commitment leads to courage. Then that increases your capability or skill. And once your skills expand and increase, then you have confidence. It's like a spiral staircase, and it goes up, 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 and up. Commitment, courage, capability, confidence. Everything starts with commitment. Many people think, probably you did too, that it starts with passion, but that's wrong. Benjamin Franklin, he's on the $100 bill here in the United States. He was America's first millionaire, and he said, well done is better than well said. I know a lot of people who talk big, but they're broke. Commitment equals doing. Well done is better than well said. So which of the 4 C's here, as you're looking at the slide, is the most difficult to adopt into your life as a habit? What do you need the most coaching on? Well, coaching, in my experience, and the answer may surprise you, because it's not commitment, it's not capability, it's not confidence. Those are natural outgrowths. What we coach you is on courage, how to have the courage to gain the capability, then gain the confidence, then have commitments for new and higher and better things for a bigger, brighter future 1 year from today. When I say I want to encourage you, and that's coaching language, it's actually giving you courage, bestowing you courage to continue to have a new capability or skill. All right? You liking this so far? I hope so. All right,
no, I'm
so
not.
Here's a pop
actually.
quiz. You'll see a lot of pop quizzes in this masterclass. I love
Thanks for
asking. What attitude, there we go again, attitude and skill. What attitude is critical to achieve wild success as a high-ticket sales coach? Don't you want wild success? Don't you think that's possible?
I'm actually fine with just a regular success. Wild success is a little bit too much for me.
Have you stopped dreaming, right? A dream does have a deadline. For me, it's 1 year from today. Well, I have a 5-part answer for that attitude. First, be open to learn with us with a beginner's mind. Another ancient Chinese proverb, right? Empty your cup, as the proverb goes. Next, be willing to learn from our community. We have certified coaches and we have coaching candidates that come in each month. I hope you're one of them. So I want to see you on the inside if you've got what it takes. That's why I want you to see the assumptions I'm building this masterclass on. Next, I want you to be committed to learn 3 to 5 hours a week, to block that time out. And if you're coached by us in the future, if you got what it takes and make that cut, then we will look at your calendar because we won't believe you. Well done is better than well said. So we want to see that in your calendar, whatever it looks like. We'll use Google Calendar. Next, be decisive to learn what not to do. The don't-do list that you have is more important than the to-do list. I learned that from another coach, Jim Collins, who's a very well-known business author. What not to do is more important than what to do because you're saving that time of not doing it. And then finally, going back to that, before I get to the final bullet point, are you an over-enthusiastic underachiever? Let me repeat that. And this is a business opportunity. My sense is you've seen many of these before, right? And you're wondering, okay, is this the one, Alex? Is this the one? I don't know if I really trust him, or I kind of heard about you. I don't see anything bad about you on the internet, so I don't know. That's why I keep watching.
I don't even know who you are. You haven't even told me.
Don't be an over-enthusiastic underachiever, all right?
At least I will give all of these other coaches, like the girly pop business babes, credit in that when they give me a presentation, they at least spend 5 minutes telling me who they are and why I should be listening to them. I don't even know who this guy is.
That's going in the wrong direction enthusiastically. I'm sure you've done that. I know I have. So what not to do is very important. More on that later. And then the final bullet point is be coachable to learn receivability. You know, it's an ecosystem. I know you're probably a great giver. Chances are you're a great giver or server, but are you a good receiver? A lot of people are crappy receivers. They're not good at it. So receivability is something to learn. You probably didn't learn it growing up, because you probably were told to do stuff for others, but it is this ecosystem that recycles itself, and we don't want you to constipate the machine of giving and receiving. So you got to be a good receiver.
Constipate the machine of giving and receiving. First the sperm, now we're making references to constipation. I'm confused.
We hire for attitude and train for skill. We start with an assessment, then we go to a discovery session. That's the key. And Albert Einstein said, once you stop learning, you start dying. The city I grew up, Pasadena, California, is where he lived with his wife, going to the California Institute of Technology, Caltech. So, little fun fact. Here's a surprising fact. Every single person, which means you, who registered for this masterclass is guaranteed to make $1 million. That's true. How can I make the claim? Well, first,
How? Literally how? That's what I was going to ask. Guys, we are going to be millionaires. You heard it first. See you on, what day is it? October 11th, 2024. We're all going to be millionaires. So you heard it here first, folks.
for a few, it'll take 50 years. That's $20,000 in US dollars annually. For many, it'll take 40 years. That's $25K annually. And then for many, it's like a bell curve. It takes about 20 years. That's $50K annually. And for fewer people, it takes 10 years. That's $100K annually. Now, wouldn't it be great to make $100K in a year? Well, that's what we're after. Not just $100K, an extra $100K. Whatever you make, then more.
We got the pharmacist here cracking jokes. I love it.
So everyone's going to make the million. The key is do it in the shortest time period. And hopefully that year from now changes everything. Now, on this next slide.
This is giving the same vibes as last week's Millionaire Math, if anyone was here for that, where he had the little pyramid. And if you make one sale at $1 million, you'll make $1 million. If you make 10 sales at $100K, you'll make $1 million. Same vibes, man.
Here's the trick. If you want to think like a millionaire or a billionaire, the trick is to learn how to make that extra million. I know that's 10 times. We call it adding a zero to the 100K, is to make that million 1 to 5 years from now. If you do it in 1 year, that's massive. I've done it in less time than a year. I'll tell you how short a time period in a moment. But 5 years is $200K, an extra $200,000. Wouldn't that be worth the time that we share together on this masterclass to learn how? Now, how to make $1 million by chunking it down is easier than you think. Follow me on these bullet points. You can sell a $200 product to 5,000 people, $500 product to 2,000 people, $1,000 product to 1,000 people.
The pyramid's baggy.
What's the product? I'll get to that. This is the context. Okay, don't get ahead of me. Stay present with me so your future is bigger and brighter. Are you with me? Make your point A with me right now. Keep watching. Just stay with me. I'm coaching you. So $2,000 product for 500 people, $4,000 product for 250 people. Now, here's a pop quiz. Is it easier to find 250 people that you sell a $4,000 coaching service to, or to find 5,000 people to buy a $200 offer from you? Well, the 250 is a lot easier, and selling 4K or $200 is just as easy. We'll teach you how. We believe 250 people is still too hard. So we prefer 100 people at $10,000, and that is your $1 million.
No!
Or 50 people at $20,000. And we'll show you how that works. If these numbers are beyond your comfort zone, that's good. My job is to expand your comfort zone. Now, if you want to go into monthly and chunk it down further into 12 months, right? Then 5,000 people pay $17 a month for 12 months. 2,000 pay $42 a month for 12 months. 1,000 people pay $83 a month. You see how the numbers go up? 500 people pay $167 a month for 12 months. Or in recurring income, and we teach you how to build your membership site over time. And we have a tool that does it better than any other tool in the world. It's worth over $2 billion, this company. I started with it long ago. Okay. 250 people pay $3.
Okay, I just want you to imagine for a second that you're a person who legitimately, maybe you're a coach and you're like, I'm ready to build my business. And you sit down and you watch this. Like, do you actually think this is helpful? Like, I could have used a calculator to figure this out on my own. I would hope that if you're a business owner, you understand how to set revenue goals and then how to break those revenue goals down. Like, why is he acting like this is revolutionary? All you did was grab a calculator and type in $1 million divided by 250. Like, why? Why is this? Why are we wasting our time?
$333 a month. Again, US dollars for 12 months. Now, what if you had 100 people in your membership? Let's say other people are coaching for you in your area of expertise, or you're coaching with us, and they're paying $834 a month. Well, that's easier than finding 250 people that pay $330 a month. Don't look at the number for the cost. Look at the number of people. Less work, more money. We want speed and ease, right? We want your brain to get calm. Remember, conserving energy is what your brain wants to do. That's what we want to do. Faster, better, and with less effort. Are you with me?
We just need to scam less people at a higher price point, and that's how we're going to get rich. You heard it here first, folks.
I hope this is making sense because I'm here for you. I already know this. Now, on this next slide, this may surprise you. How exclusive is the Millionaires Club? Oh, to be a millionaire if you're not one. How exclusive is it? According to Google.
Hey, if you want to be a millionaire, consider joining my channel membership. $3 a month. Click the join button down below.
Google, it's not very exclusive. First bullet point, there's over 56 million millionaires at the time of this recording. And if you watch it a year or 2 years or 3 years after I started it, there'll probably be over 60 million millionaires. So it's not like it's a unicorn. It's something that's very doable. I mean, could it be that difficult? No, they just have the skill and the attitude. Next bullet is over 79% of those millionaires are self-made. The money wasn't given to them. And finally, over 27% of those millionaires are women. And many of them are single moms, like the ones we attract to this masterclass.
Says who? Where are the statistics? Show me the statistics.
Most of my sales team are ladies. Now, no
Ladies.
offense to the gentleman listening or watching, I have found that in general, and this is not a reverse sexist comment, I assure you, and if it offends you, that's your problem, not mine. But I have found that women who have no sales experience and no coaching experience but want to make a difference and create movements and are single moms, they end up becoming the best high-ticket sales coaches. It is amazing, as long as they're coachable and they come with the right attitude. So the only considerations is the right attitude and the right skills. We do the skills part, you bring the attitude.
All I need to do is recruit 82,000 people into my channel membership, and I too will become a millionaire.
We teach you the right skills, but we need your help to come with the right attitude. That's a fair exchange, isn't it? And if you don't think so, I will say it again, this business opportunity is not right for you. Do you see how many pre-qualification slides we've gone through? We've gone through a lot, over 30. Why? Because if people don't stay, if they become, and that means you, if you become impatient, this opportunity is not for you. You think I can give you an opportunity in less than 30 minutes or 60 minutes? I want to make.
Thank you, Lori. Sorry, Restream doesn't notify me when you buy memberships. Thank you and welcome everyone to the Millionaire Mastermind, where we're all going to learn how to be millionaires. We're so rich. It's so fun. I love it. Make sure you use the fun emotes and help me recruit 82,000 other people into the membership so that I can be a millionaire and pretend that you guys are millionaires, even though I'm the only millionaire. I'm so excited.
I want to make sure it's right for you. I want to make sure I have the attention, the interest, the desire for you to take action. I want to know if you want a piece of that 56 million.
Only 82,995 more to go. Tell your friends.
Millionaire pie all over the world. And some of these folks come from third world countries.
Millionaire pie.
Now, here are the documented facts about me. And they're documented. In 2003, I made $1 million in a year. That was my first $1 million year. I wasn't a millionaire in net worth because I made $1 million, right? So I didn't have $1 million in the bank yet, but I was super happy. In 2005, I made $1 million in a week. That was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I mean, no one in my family's ever made $1 million. They haven't even made 100,000 in a year. So I had no role models. Maybe you're the same. But in 2006, I made $1 million in a day. A friend of mine made it 3 months earlier. His name is John, and he lives by me. His name is John Reese, and you may or may not have heard of him. Super smart guy, smarter than me.
Is he going to say that he made $1 million in a single hour? What do we think? I'm going to pause it for a minute. Let me know in the chat if you think he's going to say, in 2007, I made $1 million in an hour. Because I think he's going to say it. Oh no, I hate this. I hate it.
Me. He doesn't do coaching though. And he got all the acknowledgement because he was the first within our community of internet marketers. That's the digital marketing space I was in. You'll meet some of them a little later in the presentation.
Oh, great. I can't wait.
That was amazing. And in 2007, I made $1 million in an hour.
I knew it.
That's not accurate. I made it in less than 30 minutes, 28 minutes and 30 seconds. That's the length of an infomercial. And it was from a teleseminar. There was no Facebook or Twitter. We didn't use any social media. And I did it with 2 other partners. We'll teach you how to do the same. I can't guarantee you'll do it, but if you're on the inside, at least you'll learn. If you're on the
I was self-made, but I made all my money with my friends. But I was self-made. We each made ourselves. But conveniently, we did together, but alone at the same time.
outside like you are now, you won't. I come from a family of teachers. My father's name is George. He's no longer living. I got the honor and privilege to watch him pass on with my son next to me. It was a beautiful experience. It wasn't sad. It was just a very natural fact. My mother, Carol, still living at the time of this recording. She's in her 80s. My sister, my niece, my nephew, my brother-in-law. I have 2 kids, Gabriel and Brianna. That's who I am. Well, no one in my family that I know of has made over $100,000 a year. I know definitely not 200,000. That's for sure. I'm like the rich uncle. They're all teachers, though. They're great teachers. Why haven't they done that? Well, first, it's not as important to them as it may be to you. But I believe it's because they teach students. I don't teach students. I teach teachers. I want you to be a teacher, and a coach is like...
Because that's where the money is. We don't make money teaching people who want to actually learn a skill. We make money by teaching other people who want to teach other people to teach other people. It's like the whole yoga teacher situation that I've talked about before. Like, making money as a yoga teacher can be really difficult as someone who used to own a yoga business. The real money is made through teaching other people to become yoga teachers or teaching other yoga teachers how to be successful yoga teachers. The teaching doesn't come from doing the thing. It comes from selling other people on the idea of doing the thing. And he literally just said that. So
is like a teacher. A parent is a
Point
teacher,
proven.
right? A manager's a teacher. Is that you? Are you still in the right place? If you're nodding your head yes, keep watching. Because in 2003, that was my first $1 million year. And that year was the same year I met my partner, who you'll meet in a moment. His name is Dan Locke. And he helped me with that $1 million year by giving me money for my first course. When everyone was selling a $20 ebook, I sold a course for $250, and I was...
But I thought you were self-made. Did he not say he was self-made? Because I'm pretty sure he did. And now he's telling me that his friend gave him money to build an online course. So which is it?
Laughed at, scoffed at, ridiculed, but I had to sell 10 times fewer of those to make that $1 million. And I did it. I'll show you how to have that same philosophy. Now, the philosophy on this next slide that transformed my annual income into a monthly income, it took 23 months. I got that world-class question from a dear friend who's no longer living, Bob Proctor. You may have heard of him. He was in the movie The Secret, the guy with the white hair. He said, what will it take to turn your annual income into a monthly income? Well, I kept asking that question month after month after month. And the skill I had to adopt, and I want to teach you if you come on the Incite, is high intention, low attachment. You will have less stress, less worry, less overwhelm, because you'll learn it's about progress, not perfection. I have to go back to Dan Sullivan again. He taught me that. 3 words: progress, not perfection. Perfection is overrated. Progress is not. And what that means is you're always connecting. ABC doesn't mean always be closing. In some sales circles, ABC, you may have seen it in some movies. ABC for us and our coaching community is always be connecting. Relationships over transactions, okay? If you're after the transaction, this opportunity is not for you. If you're into building relationships and creating movements in the world, then it is for you. And with relationship, you must have high intention or low attachment. Otherwise, as you probably know, you'll be stressed, worried, and overcommitted with your responsibilities. Now, Johnny Depp, you've heard of him, he said that he's not attached to his movies. In fact, he doesn't even watch his own films.
If he puts one more like quote or random anecdote into this presentation, I might break a window.
All those Pirates movies from Disney, he doesn't watch any of them. None of them. He is embodiment. He is an embodiment of high intention, low attachment.
This is embarrassing.
Now,
like, where's the content?
If you have not yet learned how to make that $1 million a year, but you want to learn how, then doesn't it make sense to have a coach, me, Alex Mondosian, the son of George and Carol, the father of Gabriel and Brianna? Doesn't it make sense to learn it from someone who did it in less than half an hour? See, I'm not boasting. I'm just saying, doesn't it make sense? Well, the closely guarded principle, the secret that we hold so valuable of adopting this millionaire, even billionaire mindset is to remember this. Here it is, the add a zero principle. Now, you may have heard of the 10X principle.
So this is the same one that Dan Locke taught us last week. So get ready for a big eye roll.
That's too hard, in our opinion. Add a zero is just adding a zero somewhere in your life so that there's more with less effort. You'll learn more about that later on. If you master the skill of the add a zero principle, which you'll learn, where could you be 3 years from now? Do you get how simple yet powerful just adding a zero to one part of your business can be until it's 10 times that? Not the whole business, but a little bit, chunking at a time. See how all the principles intertwine? Can you imagine what adding zero could do to your business? Now, aren't you glad, my friend, you decided to register and show up to this masterclass?
I'm really not, honestly.
I'm glad you're here because I'm keeping you here. Because the bottom line, and this you may have seen online or maybe you never heard of it, Occam's razor. You see a paperclip on the right, very simple tool. But the simplest solution is not always the best solution, but it is the one that you must consider first. Why? Because it gets you started. Progress, not perfection. My intention with this masterclass and our relationship together, if you decide to come onto the inside, if you take the assessment and show up to the discovery session, and we will reward you for that.
And if we choose you, so are you actually going to choose us, or you just said we will reward you? So we're going to, if you do it, we will pick you. Exactly what I thought. He just revealed himself on his own.
Is to show you how to make an extra 100K working just a few hours a day. That's the promise. Pop quiz. What's the ultimate purpose of this masterclass? The answer is to get invited and become one of our certified high-ticket sales coaches. The certificates you saw at the beginning of this masterclass, those are just a handful of the individuals who were exactly where you are now, watching a masterclass just like this, or maybe live on stage, and then they made a decision to get assessed, a discovery, and then boom, now they're getting paid, getting clients from us. How do you get invited? Well, step 1, complete the 7-question assessment and take your time, because we want you to answer truthfully. Step 2, schedule a private discovery session right after that assessment. Some people fail to schedule the discovery session because of fear, not the right attitude. Well, that's okay. We're not going to make the appointment unless you make it. But wouldn't that be a shame? You do half of it, and then you don't do the second half because you haven't expanded your comfort zone. And then step 3, decide on which path is right for you if we offer you a path. Okay? I'm not going to get into the details because your advisor on that particular call, and we pay them, they will make that assessment because of their experience, and we've trained them. Again, I'm not selling you on any training course here. I'm offering you eligibility to a business opportunity for a bigger, brighter future from now, hopefully 1 year from now. I had a coach who once told me the light at the end of the tunnel is not a light, Alex. It's a mirror. So point B, I believe, is not this new unfound territory. Point B is really a mirror so that you can go to point A2, and then point B2, then point A3, then point B3. That's life. That is the upward spiral staircase of life. The downward spiral is narrow and very fast and deep, but the upward spiral is wide and it takes time.
Okay, everyone, I'm just pausing this for a moment to let you all know that my certification is ready. You can become a certified high ticket sales coach right here live on my channel. Just let me know and I'll send this to you. Sorry, I had to.
Just like it takes time for an acorn to turn into a giant oak tree. Are you with me? Okay, so who is this guy? Who is Alex Mondosian? Well, that's me. I'm there right in that particular event. There were several hundred people in the audience who paid $10,000 to be there.
Oh.
What gives me the right to certify you as a high-ticket sales coach?
It doesn't. Nothing.
Well, as I said, I'm the son of George and Carol Mondosian. I was born in Hollywood, California in the 60s. I have one sister. I have two children, Gabriel and Brianna. And I think the greatest honor for me is when newborn babies have been named after me. My students have named both girls and boys Alex. Greatest honor for me. And my self-image has been that I can make more, I can do more, I can have a bigger impact on the world.
Okay, everyone watching my channel, if you're subscribed to my channel and you're planning on having children, you must name them after me. You heard it first. That's the rules. I don't make the rules, but you watch my channel, you gotta name your children after me. Like, what is... I hate this so much because it makes no sense. I'm just like, okay. Again, anytime I watch one of these trainings, I'm trying to put myself into the mindset of someone who is a coach and they want help building their coaching business. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, in what world would I name my children after my coach? Like, what? I don't like this.
In the world, and that has driven me. My partner, Dan Locke, technically my boss, Dan Locke Education, and it's the advisor working for Dan, who will be in the discovery session. He's very famous in one of the coaching sessions that he teaches. He says, you will never outperform your internal self-image. So if you expand your self-image, that means the comfort zone, then you will do better and better.
You better tell them now. Name change. I don't care how old you are, but your name's Danielle now. Sorry. Danielle number 1 and Danielle number 2.
Be more comfortable. I've personally certified over 7,200 high-ticket sales coaches since 2003, utilizing the exact same process you're experiencing now.
Notice how it took him almost an hour to confess to us that he doesn't actually own his own business. He is employed by Dan Locke. The truth comes out. Here we are.
Going through the same assessment I'm taking you through. Okay? Why don't I get the content right away? Because I want to make sure you're the right person. If you don't have the patience to stay with me for 40 to 50 minutes, then you don't have the right to learn from me for free. Are you with me? If that offends you, you can leave. No one's making you.
You're probably not going to teach me anything.
And that's not an idle threat. I just don't want someone who does not have 100% commitment. Because this is the one. This is your time, and your time is now. Now, since 1993, I've had the blessing, the privilege of generating $417 million in sales and profits, mostly with high-ticket sales coaching in many different niches or niches if you live outside the U.S. And also with JV partners and colleagues, even competitors. We call it co-opetition. On 6 different continents. More than most Americans, I've gone all over the world, especially third world countries, and I've taught them what I know. It's an honor. In 1995, I made my first dollar as a high-ticket sales coach. And I helped a gentleman by the name of Rod Bell, who was the CEO of a company called One Shopping Cart. He paid me $270 an hour before I learned how to get paid more for projects and not just by the hour like an attorney. He worked with me and I helped him sell his company for millions of dollars. That was my first dollar I earned as a high-ticket sales coach. The difference between an amateur and a professional is $1. That's it, my friend. Now, it wasn't until 10 years later, about 2005, when my self-image was expanded and activated after meeting another Alex. His name is Alex Goen, smarter than me, multimillionaire. We were at an event, and he expanded my vision.
Okay, it's really weird to me that he automatically says, like, someone is smarter than me because they make more money than me. I've met some pretty stupid rich people, but maybe that's just my experience.
But before I met Alex, and I met him going out to lunch at this event because I was the master of ceremonies for a dear friend named Joe Polish, who I'm still part of his mastermind for $25,000 per year. I belong to several masterminds. So when you have more money, you give it away to learn faster, better, and with less effort. Well, he expanded my vision because my introduction on stage would be, Alex Mondosian, there was a video. He wants to be the world's first work-at-home billionaire. In other words, he thinks he's cool. He thinks he's bright. Listen to him for the next 75 minutes, right? That's
Lori, today's your lucky day. Let me make myself big. Here it is. Your very own, not $1, but $2. If you want it, it's yours. In fact, you can have $1 and the next person can have $1. Wow, look how much of a professional I am, guys. I have not one, not two, not three, but $4 whole. So I'm not an amateur at all. You right now are looking at the face of a professional. You heard it first, folks. If you need a dollar or two or three or four, call me, okay? We can all be professionals together.
That's what that was about. And Alex said, that's great. And I was doing quite well. I'd already made my first million, as you know the progression. He says, you got to expand your vision. You're thinking too small. You're looking at making money for yourself. Why not create a movement for others? And boom, that was a boom. My life changed. He says, why don't you be the world's first work-at-home billionaire? And I'm right now recording this from home, from my small studio, because I enjoy a 7-second commute versus a 7-hour commute in most metropolitan areas, back and forth, right? I was now going to be the world's first work-at-home billionaire, not in net worth. Do I really need $1 billion? Not really. But I want to make 1,000 millionaires.
So it's not your money, it's everyone else's. So with this logic, I could make no money in my business, but if all of my clients start generating a ton of money, I get to claim that as my own. So basically, I'm just going to become a millionaire by making everyone else learn how to make money. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Because that's a billionaire, right? That's a movement. And so the introduction from that point forward, after talking to Alex Goen, was, and he coached me, says, Alex Mondosian wants to be the world's first work-at-home billionaire, not in net worth, but by creating 1,000 other millionaires. Who in this room wants to be one of them?
Then you're not a billionaire. If it's not your money, it's not your money. Like, this isn't even real. What is happening?
The hands would go up. I stopped counting at 108 millionaires that I've helped create. You'll meet some of them just in a moment. Why? Because it wasn't important to me. I knew that I was
truly
in the right direction enthusiastically. Will you be the next one? I don't know. I just want you to focus on 100K. First 10K. Actually, first 1K, 1,000, then 10,000, then 100K, then a million. Add a zero principle, right? So go for the movement, not the money. And my purpose of this class, and I hope you're learning something, at least in principle, is to pass the torch to other certified high-ticket sales coaches. And when you're on the inside and you dedicate yourself to making a difference in the world, no matter where you are and what you've done or what your experience is, how much hard luck you've had or bad luck, is to create movements with my assistance. That is my goal. That is my purpose in life. It's self-serving and benevolent. Why is it self-serving? Because we need more supply.
No, we don't. Also, as someone pointed out in the comments earlier, when I read this text on the slide, I'm reading it like this in my head. My purpose of this masterclass is to pass the torch to many other certified high-ticket coaches who are dedicated to making a difference in the world and create movements. Like, why is it capitalized? I don't understand.
Because we have so much demand for high-ticket sales coaching. We can't limit it anymore. We need to go big.
100%.
My legacy will be better 100 years from now by passing the torch versus going to my grave just teaching this and having books and courses. You and your offspring or your future, whoever you coach, will be part of my legacy. I want to be that ripple effect, and I hope you have the same idea. Now, these are people I've coached.
My gosh.
One is the highest paid consultant on earth. He's on the top row. Another makes $20 million from Malaysia. Used to be a student of mine in 2005. Now he makes 8 figures living in Malaysia with a team. Another one sold over $45 million worth of books. Another one is a publisher of Success Magazine. You may know who these people are. All of them are friends. One of these people in the bottom row pays $2 million a month on Facebook ads. One ran for president of the United States. It's a she, and she's in the second row. And then one had a $58 million launch. He's also in the second row. That's $58 million launch. It's a record. And then one has interviewed, although no longer living, he was a TV interviewer, and he interviewed over 5,000 guests. I was invited to his home several times. And
oh my God, stop. Stop. I hate this so much. Tom, what's up? Long time no see. Welcome. Prepare to have your brain melted out of your head because this is just absolute buffoonery. I am not having fun despite the smile on my face. I hate it here.
And one in the middle row is the founder of the world's largest business networking organization. And you may have heard of it, called BNI, Business Network International. Michael Gerber, Les Brown, Dean Graziosi. You may have seen these gentlemen. They all come from different niches, but all of them I have coached, whether at a dinner or formally for money, or I've worked with them on stage. Now,
so one time we were both at an event and we just happened to be in the same room as each other. So now I'm taking credit to say that I've coached them It was maybe considered like an informal coaching relationship. Like I didn't actually get paid, but I was in the same room and Dean Graciosi asked me how my day was going and I told him it was going good. So basically I coached him on how to have a good day. So you heard it here first.
This is in front of my home in Pasadena, California, 1,200 square foot home, 1 bathroom, 2 bedrooms. My poor mother had 1 bathroom and 3 other people, my dad, my sister, and me. I was a bathroom hog, so I don't think it was fun for Carol when she lived there. That's my dog.
I feel like that's not that unreasonable to have 4 people in a house and 1 bathroom. But maybe I'm wrong.
Minnie. She's kind of my emotional support when I have a bad day. And this is an Alexism. I wrote a book on this, and I have a bunch of Alexisms. You've heard them throughout, right? Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. That's an Alexism. It's in a book called Alexisms. If you come on the inside, you'll get a copy of it. But sloppy success is better than perfect mediocrity is another way of saying progress, not perfection. You're going to make mistakes. So fail forward. And read this slide carefully, because if you're eligible for high-ticket coaching, you must remember that it's not who you know that makes you an influencer. It's who knows you. It's who knows you. Who knows me? Well, when Muhammad Ali was living, he knew me. That's in his house in Arizona, upper left-hand corner. On the top row in the middle, that's Larry King at his house. He knew me when he was living. Russell Brunson used to be a student of mine, and in 2005 couldn't even afford one of my courses. He was offered $1 billion for his company, ClickFunnels, and he turned it down. Dave Asprey, he's known for his bulletproof coffee products.
Name dropping.
And then Joe Vitale, he has written over 70 books. He's a dear friend of mine. That's
me
him when I was in my office in
name dropping all
Northern
these
California.
people I know, rich people.
And visit with me for 1 day.
I'm so successful.
And then that is John Gray, who sold over $45 million worth of books in the lower left-hand corner.
Exactly.
Here's my question, my friend.
So painful.
If you're going to be next, your picture may be in this presentation. Now, I'm not going to say you'll be like these gentlemen, and there's many other women who are at this caliber, but this is the way it begins. I knew no one when I started, but I expanded my comfort zone. I added a 0, right? I chunked things down. I had high intention, low attachment, and then everything gelled. I wish I had the coaching I'm about to.
When we're done here, I want everyone to log into their online banking and just add a 0. We're such idiots. Why didn't we think of this sooner? Why do I have a job when I could just draw zeros in my bank account?
About to give you. This person that you see is Ryan Levesque. He has the Ask method. He's had several $3 million launches. He's a dear friend of mine. And he asks and makes millions by first asking and assessing and diagnosing and then prescribing. And that's exactly what I do. According to him, his mentor had taught him that method, which is the Socratic method they teach in universities. According to him,
I'm just going to start photoshopping my face with a bunch of rich people. Oh my God, I can't take it.
Mentor actually trained with me in one of my classes because I developed the Ask method, but it was the 1.0 version.
This whole thing kind of really feeds into the idea of a lot of the coaches use of like being in each other's energy. Like I really think he's kind of in a way promoting this because it's like I hang out with all these successful people and that's why I'm such a successful coach. But it's, I don't know. It just, I don't like it here.
Called Ask campaigns. You'll learn more about that as well, right? On the upper right-hand corner, that's Ryan Dice. I have him at Chokehold. This is in Austin, Texas, at an event with one of my coaches who owns Wizard Academy in Austin. And then on the lower right-hand corner, that is Ivan Meisner, the founder of BNI Business Network International. So this is how well they know me. They allow me to get them in chokeholds. But the one and single most important business relationship, and you will meet this gentleman, Sifu, that's the Cantonese version. Shifu is the Mandarin version. Lama is what the Tibetans say. Maestro, the Italians say it. Japanese version is, of course, Sensei. In India, it's called Guru. In the U.S., they call it Coach. So in the past 27 years, and he started as a student, my first $1 million year, he's my most important business relationship. He's why I'm here with you. If you're accepted, you will meet Dan Law, co-founder of High Ticket Sales Coaching. Now, what if you could get paid coaching other social influencers like I have and the ones I know? Could you do it? Yes, if you expand your comfort zone. What if you got paid and learned how to become a better version of yourself? Well, that's the purpose of creating a movement. You first have to get your stuff together. Some people say, get your shit together, right? I don't want to offend you. So get your stuff together, get your act together, then teach. You can't give away what you don't have.
The secret to getting rich is to find rich people who are already rich that you can scam. Got it.
And then what if you learned how to interview social influencers so they promote you and then ultimately coach them? I've done it through interviews. All those people you just met, I've done it by interviewing them. One person I didn't interview is Carl Rogers. He was Jack Canfield's coach. He was a psychotherapist. He said, what I am is good enough if I would only be it openly. What's he saying? Like the plane crashing in the Sahara Desert. He's saying, get your point A together. It's okay to be in point A. Wherever you are, that's where you are. Let's not make any bones about where you are. Don't make it up. Don't lie about it. Be brutally and ruthlessly compassionate with yourself. It's good enough. And if I know where you are, if my advisors know where you are, we can take you to where you want to go. Now, what is good enough to make an extra 100K working just a few hours a day in 12 months? What is it? Well, we're in it now an hour, and you're still with me, so do the math. Here it is. You have 10 conversations a month. Many times you'll get them from us. That's 120 a year. Conversations. They will last somewhere between 30 to 45 minutes. If 10% of those convert at $10,000, which is really not high ticket, it's mid ticket in our opinion, you've made an extra $120,000 a year. Look at those bullet points. 10 conversations, 120 a year, 10% conversion at 10K, $120,000 of income. Extra. Now,
Okay, and what are we converting at 10%? Even on like high converting platforms, I don't know anywhere that you can convert at a 10% rate. Like that's wild. Wild.
Now, 20 conversations a month, $240K. 30 conversations a month, $360,000 a year, US. The key is not the conversion. The key is not even the high ticket, although it's important. It's the number of conversations you have, and we teach you how to have them. So do the math. Now, what is high ticket sales coaching by definition? Don't you want to know? You've been watching now an hour. Don't you want to know what it is? Well, it is the most lucrative and highest demand business opportunity on earth, and it's to your advantage if you don't have any previous experience. Why? Why is a lack of experience the faster path to an extra 100?
Because you'll listen to anything I tell you to do, and you won't know any better than to just listen to me blindly and be really exposed because you don't understand that what you're doing isn't ethical. And if the blind lead the blind, we see more money.
Well, we believe, and I believe, that unlearning old skills requires more mental, more emotional, physical, spiritual energy than learning a new skill. That's why single moms who are divorced with kids, some get alimony, some don't, some get child support, some don't. 65% of the people I've taught and certified have been single moms, even divorced dads. Don't want to leave them out because they didn't have to unlearn anything. The people who don't succeed are salespeople or people who have coaching experience because they have to unlearn it and they don't have that beginner's mind, as I mentioned earlier on. Transformation, says Richard Rohr, is often more about unlearning than learning. Think about it. Anything you have to unlearn takes more mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual energy. Are you learning something? Are you getting this? I hope even if you decide not to move forward to the next step, you at least are getting what I'm trying my best to get you to believe. Because now we haven't just met. Now we know each other. And now you believe me. Because we're nearly 70 slides into this thing.
I still don't believe you. I don't care if I've watched 70 slides, but not doing it for me. Tell you that for free.
High-ticket sales coaching is not about converting more new clients. It's about converting fewer high-ticket clients. You work less and make more. It's a millionaire mindset. Working harder doesn't mean making more money.
He talks about the single moms and dads, but he never actually shows the single moms and dads. So where are they?
If it did, you wouldn't be here, right? How do I know you want to work less and make more? Because you're here. Working smarter, and you've heard that, is having the right vehicle, this certification, with the right opportunity, with our coaches, with the right coaching process, with our curriculum that we hand to you at the right timing. As in right now. And of course, you must come with the right attitude and we'll give you the capabilities and skills. So are you ready to take that assessment, right, after an hour?
I'm ready.
I'm not ready to give you the link yet. Keep watching and you'll see a button pop up if you're fully committed. The unique promise that I have to offer you is you'll learn how to enroll $10,000 clients, $100,000 clients. I mean, we have these booms all the time in our community. Hey, I just enrolled a $20,000 client. If you do 10,000 at 2% conversion and you had 100 conversations, instead of enrolling $100 clients. So if you enrolled 2% conversion at 10,000 instead of a $100 client at 50% conversion, which is 1 out of 2, you will be selling less and making more.
Wow, basic math again. And here we go. I really hate that. Like, at least I will give Tony Robbins credit because they do it on YouTube, so I can skip past all this stuff. Like, we're just stuck here suffering together, and I feel like it's hurting my brain. We're not even, I don't even think we're going to learn anything at the end of this. It's all just going to lead to us having to sign up for a sales call. Like, where's the information?
You'll get rejected 98% of the time, but you'll be making $20,000 from those 2 sales at 10K versus $5,000, 50 sales at $100. More on that later. Here's the high ticket pyramid you'll learn about. Low ticket is below 1,000. Mid ticket is the 1,000 to 10,000. That's why you beat yourself image. If you've never sold a ticket that high, ticket means the price. That's what we go to, expanding your comfort zone to that. Then we move up, crawl, walk, run, right? We move up and chunk it up to 10,000 to 100,000.
So the same pyramid that Dan Locke showed us last week.
You could look at that. $1 million sale, maybe 5 years, 10 years from now, maybe never. But I hope you agree 10,000 is good because the surprising fact is the best advantage of becoming a certified high-ticket sales coach is you make more money downselling. If you start at 10,000 and they say no, your candidate, you can go to 1,000. If they say no to 1,000, then you can go to 100. or perhaps 500. Many people don't teach that. They teach upselling, which is unnatural. Downselling, selling high, then going low is much easier. The 3 skills that transform my annual income into...
So give people such a ridiculous price that they'll say no, so that when you give them what already would be also a ridiculous price, seems less ridiculous and is more likely to convert to a sale. That's what he... So pitch them at 100K so that you can sell them at 1,000.
Into a monthly income in 23 months, as I mentioned before, is what I want you to feast your eyes on, because here they are. And I'm going to give them to you, even though I'm hesitant, because you'll know enough to be dangerous, but you need to be taught. It's like being given a map without a guide. If you want a treasure, you need a shovel. I like a bulldozer. You need a map and you need a guide. People who climb Mount Everest, they have a Sherpa who do that all the time, even though it's a death-risking accomplishment of climbing Mount Everest. So here are the 3 skills. They're critical. It's create, attract, and close. Create an irresistible high-ticket offer or offers just for the top 10% of your ideal clients, and you can sell the other 90% lower-end stuff. Attract a flood of high-ticket clients automatically with free traffic sources. And then 3 is close those through high-ticket sales of doing it without being pushy or feeling inauthentic, and doing it like I'm doing it, with trial closes and with questions. All these language patterns I will teach you. And by the way, I don't have any NLP training or neuro-linguistic programming. I grew up with Carol Mondosian, who was a teacher. I didn't get away with a lot when I was with her because she's a teacher. And I remember I tell her, Mom, I didn't lie. The truth changed. So I didn't like selling, but it was fun because I look at it as enrolling. When I partnered with Dan Locke, Seafood Dan Locke, I was naive. I thought I could train high-ticket coaches to do all 3 steps, but I failed because they couldn't do step 2. They couldn't attract the high-ticket clients.
Okay, and this is the piece I want to address, because he's going to tell you that he's going to show you some secret that's going to help you generate those leads automatically. I don't buy that for 1 second. Especially in the realm of high ticket coaching, it is very, very difficult to consistently get leads without paid ads. And even with paid ads, it's still very hard. Where are you going to find these people?
So Dan and I decided, hey, for the first year, why don't we do all 3 for them? That's the opportunity. Are you thinking about that assessment now? Imagine if we created the high-ticket clients, if we created the high-ticket offer, step 1. We attracted the high-ticket clients, step 2, and we closed them for you, step 3. And then we gave them to you. So you could work with them and maybe ascend them later on, and then you do the same thing, kind of like a server in a restaurant who shadows the best server there and after 2 weeks takes over, right? We want you to model something that's a proven winner. So I'm not going to ask you to do this because it's
Trample
too much.
everyone.
I failed at doing it. I was way too ambitious, so we do it for you for the first year. And just to prove the point, take a look at some of the high-ticket coaches who are certified, who I've certified, and Dan Locke has certified, because they were in the same place you were not long ago. Take a look.
When I closed my first high-ticket client about 1 year ago, her name is Christina, I couldn't actually believe that someone chose me as a coach. But why was that possible is because I believe in coaching so much, and I got so much help from my coaches that actually speed up my progress. That was the defining moment for me.
The first high-ticket coaching client that I closed, it happens unexpectedly because his business partner was against it. But the client did it for himself because he really wanted to see who he could be a year from now.
So I have attracted my first high-ticket sales candidate due to the methodology that Master Coach Alex shared with us with the Done For You program and the way that it teaches us to actually coach throughout the city.
Okay, I'm going to 2-speed past this because I just don't care.
Methodology, which you may learn if you are selected to work with Coach Alex. I have closed my first high-ticket sales client, whom have the opportunity to work with on the long term now and watch him grow. His name is Pavel, and I'm proud of it.
My first client, it was actually one of my partners, and we were talking about my offer, and I just asked a few questions, and after those questions, he realized how useful my offer could be for his life, and that's how it went, and I closed my first deal.
I attracted my first high-ticket coaching candidate as a result.
Okay, just turn the sound off and let it run, and I'll just blah, 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 because this, I don't care. I don't care. You're all going to say the same thing. They helped me find all these clients, and now I'm making so much money, and it was all them doing whatever. Yeah, Eloise, you missed the beginning. That was my dog. He was hanging out here. He's been sick today. We went to the emergency vet. We're not having a very good time. A little sore tummy. So he was just having a nap, but I think he was starting to overheat because I'm in like a pretty small room. He was breathing very heavily, so I put him out in the hallway. Anyways, I don't know. This is just like, I don't like it. I've said this a million times. Exactly. Okay, that's a good point. Let's talk about this. So for those of you that are only listening, Stock Overflow is saying those poor people, they got to do their testimonials right after the training. Whoops, let me pause this. And I think that's an important point to bring up, because often what happens is these coaches, and I mean, this happened to me even, these coaches will work with you. And when you're kind of like in the coaching space, I think it's really hard to recognize. Well, obviously, it's very hard to recognize all of the red flags and things. Like your coach will do something and you're kind of like, I don't know about that. But they're like love bombing you so hard, which if you don't know what love bombing is, it's like them pumping up your tires, giving you so many compliments, making you feel good about yourself, that even if you feel like, oh, this is kind of sketchy, this is weird, like, I don't know, you're still thinking of them in like a positive light in that moment. And that is when they capitalize on getting the testimonial, because you don't really have time to think about, how you've been duped or what they missed out on or the things they didn't teach you. And so I'm going to assume, I don't know this to be fact, but most of those testimonials were probably recorded right after the people finished the training. It'd be more interesting to see their feedback 6 months, 12 months down the road. But that's just an aside.
But low ticket versus high ticket is about having 100 conversations. It may take you a month, it may take you 10 months, it may take you 3 months. Doesn't matter how long it takes, that's up to you. But 50% conversion at $100, which is low ticket, makes you $5,000. That's 50% yes and 50% no. 2% conversion at $10,000, which is somewhat high ticket, gets you $20,000 for the same number of conversations.
Okay, but what $100 offer is going to convert at 50%? Can someone tell me? Because I can tell you right now that any of my offers that were priced even less than $100 did not convert at a 50%.
98% rejection. 2% yes.
That doesn't make sense.
And then for the 98% who said no, you can enroll them to $1,000. And they say no to that, to $500. They say no to that, to $100. That's the downselling. See, it's not the $10,000 or even the 2% conversion. The key is the 100 conversations. We want to give you courage. We encourage you to do that. If we certify you, you'll learn how to convert.
That's such BS. The key is the conversion rate. It doesn't matter if you have 100 conversations if the conversion rate is 0%. Like, pardon? He's just pulling these numbers out of his butt.
10%, not at 2%, because you'll have better skill. And with skills to convert at 10%, then you'll make that 100K much faster with a fewer number of conversations. Are you getting this? So the pop quiz is, who's the ideal type of candidate to be a high-ticket sales coach, certified by us? Now, are you wondering if that's you? Well, here are some of the bullet points. Anyone, that means you, willing to learn and to apply our unique done-for-you high-ticket curriculum. Next, role play with other coaching candidates to monetize your skills, because role playing is a big part. That's practice. Daily, 5 days a week, an assigned accountability partner, so you don't get away with the distractions that you're probably experiencing right now. The next bullet point is our proven and time-tested sales enrollment templates, many of which are being experienced by you right now. And then finally, for this slide, is pre-closed. You'll be coaching pre-closed high-ticket clients we send you. Again, divorced moms who want more meaning in their lives, no coaching experience other than parenting, have been attracted to this opportunity in droves. Dads who are unemployed, part-time entrepreneurs who want that little extra income but want more meaning.
We will send you the divorced moms. No problem, no problem.
Than just working for somebody else. Certified coaches who haven't made that 100K yet because they don't know how to sell high ticket, because they feel selling is being too pushy. Those are the type of people who have attracted us. But these 5 bullet points is what you must have an attitude. Now, here's some more coaches who are certified and were one day or one day before in the past where you are right now. Take another look.
I attracted my first high-ticket coaching candidate as a result of what I learned from Master Coach Alex and a specific tool that you're about to discover if you
don't care. Done for you. It's really not your business. Am I going to have to go around saying that Alex is now my boss? If he's sending me all of these coaching leads, is he now my boss? Like, this is actually making me think that you're joining some kind of like legitimate pyramid scheme. So we have Dan Locke, who started it. He recruits this Alex guy to be like the face of the program. Then Alex gets all of these like people to go and find leads. Then he gets coaches to sign up for the program, and like lead finders give them the leads that they found. And then those people sell more people like into the pyramid. Like, I'm wondering if this is legitimately a pyramid scheme. I'm actually, like, now that I'm hearing more about what's going on here, it's making me very curious.
One is complete your 7-question assessment. Alex, where's the assessment? It's coming. You're going to see a button on your screen. Step 2, schedule that private discovery session right after the assessment. And then step 3, decide on which path is right for you, depending on how you
Exactly.
score in the
Okay, Holly, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, to me, this seems like he's recruiting me to join his sales force to sell other people on the idea of being a high ticket coach. I'm so confused. Something about this seems very off, though.
It's easy. Now, when it's decision time, decision means to cut off. Decision. Incision, to cut into, like a surgeon. Decision, to cut off. Okay, when it's decision time, you will see a special button appear on your screen so you can complete the assessment. So
can't wait.
Stick with me because I want you to be fully informed so you are on the inside. This is John Wooden. If you've never heard of him, he's the winningest college basketball coach of all time. Multiple championships in college basketball, year after year after year. He said it's what you learn after you know it all that counts.
Exactly. So Natalie's saying, let me reword done for you. Done for you equals you don't own any sort of legitimate business you can decide about. It's giving me MLM vibes, right? Who else is getting MLM vibes? Raise your hand in the chat, please. Yeah.
He coached Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at UCLA. Now, if you're willing to expand your comfort zone, as I've asked you, like I have, then high ticket coaching is for you. Do you see how high ticket coaching can maximize your income in less time if you just follow the skill sets and you're willing to do that with a beginner's mind? High ticket coaching will work, my friend, even if you don't believe in it. We've had many people who are skeptical, still don't believe me after all the time they spent on the masterclass, and it still works for them, begrudgingly. Those are the best testimonials, right? Now, the jigsaw puzzle strategy for faster success means you do the easy stuff first, the simplest first. Occam's razor, right? The simplest one is not the best solution, but is the place to start. So what do you do with a jigsaw puzzle? Well, you look at the top of the box, if you've ever put one together. You look at the final vision, right? An extra 100K. And then you start putting the outer pieces together they have not cut up pieces, but they have a flat side because you know those are the edges, and then you move your way in, kind of like a bridge, right? Starts on both sides and meets in the middle. So the final vision is on the top of the box, like a recipe book. It does require coaching because I cook, but my cake or the meal never looks like the meal that's on the ingredients on the left-hand side or the picture in the book. So I need a coach, I need a guide. And the instructions are not enough, like a server following another server, shadowing someone at a restaurant who's just starting, right? Well, you need to shadow us, and you'll get coached. And like building a bridge or doing a jigsaw puzzle, you start from the sides and you move to the center. It's a beautiful metaphor, and I hope you see that's what coaching is. Now, another pop quiz. Why is high-ticket sales coaching so lucrative as a business niche in coaching? Well, here are some answers. Number 1, it's recession-proof and in high demand. Anytime there's been a recession, I've made more money. Do it from the comfort of my home with an internet connection. Next, it's delivered virtually anywhere you live. You don't have to be physical in front of someone. It's better if it's virtual. You start and then you stop on time. And then the third thing everyone loves, there's absolutely no need to cold call anybody. You just do this thing, right? Kind of like a junior attorney who becomes a senior lawyer, your hourly fee can go up, up, and up. But we believe if you learn to be a master high-ticket sales coach, you will coach by project, so it's not by the hour. If I can get you a solution in less than an hour, aren't I worth $10,000 if that has cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars over the year? When your skills go up, it'll be like a junior chef who becomes a master chef at a restaurant. You get paid more than by the hour. And that's how the add to zero principle works. When your skills improves, so does your income. Now, the coaching industry just goes up, up, and up. Take a look at this chart. Okay, it's unlike any other industry, and we've gone through many recessions because people want to serve, and many people come from niches that didn't even exist. They're laid off, they're structurally unemployed. Again, single mom who's never worked or has worked part-time, it's perfect for them. And here in this next slide is one of my coaches, Marshall Goldsmith. He's the most accomplished executive coach. You can't even get coached by him, not even for $1 million. And he gets paid to teach his coaches how to teach other clients how to be better. And better means measurable positive change. Okay, this is he giving me advice at an event where I was speaking. A great piece of advice. If you come on the inside, I will tell you what he told me. Now, there are many different coaching niches. Okay, there is career coaching, stress coaching, divorce coaching, parenting coaching, life coaching, mindset coaching, financial coaching, weight loss coaching, nutrition coaching, strength coaching, language coaching, relationship coaching. Now, those are great. There's manifestation coaching. There's every type of coaching, but I believe high-ticket sales coaching is the most lucrative. And remember, as a coach, someone that sees beyond your limits and guides you to greatness is what Michael Jordan said, in my opinion, the greatest basketball player of all time. And here's my question. Was Michael Jordan's coach more skilled than
Always
him?
with the
No.
quotes.
Was Michael Jordan's coach wealthier than he was? No. If you qualify as a high-ticket sales coach, your personal client may be more successful, may be wealthier, and don't let that get in the way as one of the 3 silent assassins you're about to learn. Because when you expand your comfort zone, the coach doesn't have to be more skilled. The coach doesn't have to be wealthier. The coach just has to care. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And Michael Jordan's coach.
Do they have to care, or do they just have to be more confident and act like they know more than you?
Coach was just that. Now, here's a counterintuitive tip. World-class coaches, as I said, don't need to be experts. Don't. Keyword. They don't have to be trainers or consultants or mentors. They don't even have to have done that as long as they're trained properly. And they don't need to be wealthier or even more successful than their
this is
clients.
so dangerous.
Now, I want you to pay close attention to this. And if you decide to leave early and you click the button when it comes up, it's coming up, and you'll get this entire presentation so you don't miss anything. Because first come, first serve. Successful and wildly successful entrepreneurs, business opportunity seekers, which you are, that's why you're here, right? Hour and 15 minutes, you're still with me. Well, they act fast, they decide fast, and they decide often. So coaching is not prescriptive advice. You ask questions like I have. It is one-to-one, and there's a very high client input. It's not mentoring, it's not training, it's not consulting. I've done those other three. I prefer coaching, okay? Now, do you want to play the role of a coach versus a consultant or a trainer, a guru? I prefer to be a coach, right? I don't want to be a mentor. Too much time. And if you remember in Rocky, right, his coach wasn't stronger. His coach just gave Rocky, great movie, by the way. I remember when it came out. His coach just gave more encouragement, gave him courage to win a fight he had no business winning. Go rewatch that movie. You're going to be the coach. You're not going to be Rocky. The coach doesn't get hit, by the way. Here's a key point. High-ticket sales coaching impacts the bottom line of any business more than any other type of professional coaching niche. Why? There's a little winky face there. Why? Because you're impacting sales. Just like Marshall Goldsmith coaches CEOs to make a bigger impact, the tide rises when those CEOs do better. That's why he gets paid millions of dollars, because it's impacting sales and growth. You'll find with this certification, there's a second certification you're going to get, which I'm not talking about, because frankly, I don't have time. Okay? And I don't want it to get in the way as a distraction, but it's going to teach you how to sell. But you'll learn more about that when you schedule your discovery session. Again, our first intention is to transform you from an amateur to a professional. That's to make your first dollar. And if you have no intention of getting clients from us, you want to just do this on your own, no problem. Our advice to you, and I'll say this right here and right now, get your first 3 clients, have them pay you $1. Now you're a professional. I'm not joking. And then those 3 owe you a testimonial for coaching them. All right? Simple. More
no
freaking way. Here are some examples of people who have just done that. These are all certified coaches who were once in the place that you are right now. Take another look.
I have to share with you why I enjoy high-ticket coaching more.
This is just such a crock of BS. I really am just so irritated. I want to figure out, there was something he just said that made no sense to me. I'm trying to find the slide again in the replay here. Ugh, this is so painful. Okay, maybe right here. Okay, I'm just going to pause this for a second. So it said high ticket sales coaching impacts the bottom line of any business more than any other professional coaching niche. So if I become a high ticket sales coach, I'm just trying to like conceptualize this. If I become a high ticket sales coach, I will be able to make more money than any other kind of coach, because what happens is I am then coaching people on how to close people selling. Okay, so I'm hold on. I'm coaching Sarah on how to, and I'm closing her for 10K, on how to close Sally for 10K, on how to close Ashley for 10K. Oh my God, my brain is broken, I think. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Yeah, so I think the niche is a high ticket sales coach. So I become a certified high ticket sales coach, and then I coach other coaches on how to close high ticket sales. And that's why I think all we're doing is joining Dan Locke's pyramid. So Dan's at the top, then you have Alex, then you have the existing like Salesforce who's found all the leads. Then you come in and you get to use those leads to close them. And join. Like, I'm confused. Oh my God. I think my brain is broken. Hello, everyone who's just jumping on. Welcome. I have this video playing over here in 2-speed because we can't skip ahead, but these are all just testimonials that I don't care about. So I've muted them and we're just letting them play through while I blabber about what's happening. Yeah. So reaction therapy says leaders create more leaders, wannabes just create more followers. And it's a quote. So it fits right in with today's presentation, because all we've been watching for the last 2 hours is this PowerPoint of quotes. Oh my gosh, my brain is more melting. Yes, welcome to the party, Harrison. We've just discovered that we're not learning coaching at all. We're learning high ticket sales. to teach other people high ticket sales. Okay, we're back. We're back, baby. Let's go.
Well, here's the answer. It's very simple. The 3 assassins that prevent you, they're silent assassins, from enjoying the life you deserve, even when you face big business opportunities just like this one. Look, if you decide to disqualify yourself and not take the assessment, it's because of one of these 3 silent assassins. What's the worst thing you can do is take the assessment and not schedule your discovery session. That's another assassin getting in the way. You'll learn what these are. They will rule your family life, financial life, professional life, spiritual life. So are you ready to learn about these assassins? Remember the math. We're talking about 10 conversations per month, 120 each year, 10% conversion at $10,000. That's 120,000 extra. That's all we're talking about. And
I've said it once and I will say it again, but who is making this 10% conversion rate? Because I don't know anything or anyone who converts that high. Help.
you know what gets in the way of that simple proposition? Well, here's one of them. This is the silent assassin number 1, the imposter syndrome. The false belief of being undeserving or having the life of your dreams. And it's having doubt that you're not as good as you think you are. Do you have that imposter syndrome? This is a friend and colleague of mine. She ran for U.S. president years ago, Marianne Williamson. She said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. I think it's true. How do you eliminate imposter syndrome? Well, let's do it quickly. You follow our done-for-you curriculum. We give it to you, whether you want to coach with us or for us. Next, follow our pre-sold high-ticket coaching clients. Just qualify to get those pre-sold people. We have to know that we have confidence to give those people to you, so you don't have to attract them. We do it for you. Next, sharpen your skills by role-playing with other
Thanks
coaching
for coming.
or your colleagues, your brothers and sisters. Next, commit to meeting a daily accountability partner 5 days a week. That's so important. It's only 5 minutes, but it does make a difference. And then finally, the final bullet point is practice our sales enrollment templates, which I've been utilizing during this presentation, which is why you get a copy of it after you've scheduled and shown up to your discovery session. Sound fair enough? Now, wouldn't it be great to wave bye-bye to imposter syndrome forever? How much big money has imposter syndrome prevented you from earning? Many beginners get certified as high-ticket coaching sales coaches, and they recreate themselves, even if they've never coached before. Silent assassin number 2, I mentioned this earlier, BSO syndrome. That's bright, shiny object. It's a false belief that chasing many bright, shiny objects, which I'm sure you do, will give more opportunities to make big money than concentrating on just one opportunity or skill.
Okay, because I'm not just a hater troll on the internet, I will say that this is true. This advice here is accurate. If you are someone interested, wrong side of the screen, someone interested in entrepreneurship, trying to do too many things at once it's much harder to build a business that way than it would be to just like pick one thing and focus on building that skill. However, he is taking this valid business advice and using it as a means of manipulating you into buying his program, in my opinion. So I don't like it.
Skill. The light bulb in the laser requires the same amount of energy, but because the laser has concentrated energy, there's no bright, shiny object. Okay, it doesn't light up a room, it burns a hole through the wall. How many times has BSO syndrome derailed you from the dreams you wanted? And once you get coached, you'll apply this laser focus that we teach you, and that's a skill to dissolve bright, shiny object syndrome in your life. And then silent assassin number 3 is reluctance syndrome. That is the false belief that the prospect's objections or delays or excuses, their pricing concerns, even lies and rationalizations are true. Okay? Some people call this Stockholm sales syndrome, but I'm calling it reluctance syndrome. That's the third assassin. How to eliminate it is first, block out 3.5 hours a week to learn our methodology. Next, enroll and engage in our private coaching community so you have the support to expand your comfort zone. They're expanding, you will too. It's like the tide rising. Next, follow the directions of your private high-ticket coach if we accept you. You'll have
Something tells me this is going to take a lot more than 3.5 hours a week, but that could just be a guess.
One-on-one coach. Next bullet is if you're invited to join us, please maintain a beginner's mind. Again, Chinese proverb of emptying your cup before you come to us. And then finally, share your booms. I hope you've had many booms. They could be money's worth moments with our other coaching candidates, like having your first.
Yes, just make sure that the one thing you pick isn't a high-ticket sales coaching program. Save your money.
$275 day on your path to the 100K. Now, my friend, if you have books in your library right now that you haven't opened but you purchased, you have bright, shiny object syndrome, period. So how many of those do you have? I bet you're laughing. Here's a colleague of mine. His name is Jeffrey Gittimer. He said, a sale is always made. The sale is always made. Either you close the prospect on reasons to say yes, or your prospect closes you on reasons to say no. I think no truer words have ever been spoken. And high-ticket coach certification is about your transformation. It's not about a mental shift. It's about transforming. And that's like turning a caterpillar, what you see on the left, to a butterfly. The caterpillar thinks it's the end of the world. The butterfly knows it's the beginning of a new era. It's natural. And what happens?
I'm surprised he didn't put the sperm infiltrating into the egg and turning into a fetus.
Happens in between? The cocoon. And the cocoon, for us, is about 3 to 6 months of getting coached and learning this. The fastest crawling caterpillar is not better than the slowest flying butterfly. We want you to fly, my friend. Am I getting to you yet? Am I winning your heart on this? I hope you can sense my sensitivity and my sincerity with you, because you've made it this far. Now, wouldn't it be great to make a positive and permanent change with your clients? Of course it would. What would happen if you decided not to take our assessment as your next step? In my mind,
Dave, that's how I feel too. For those of you just listening, Dave says, what amazes me personally is that you got me to watch a pitch I would not sit through. Thanks a lot. I wouldn't have made it here without you guys, so I appreciate you. Just know that. And yeah, for those of you that missed it, I said the sperm reference because this creator literally had a sperm slide that was just a picture of sperm for like a solid minute. So, ooh, I hate it here.
mind something terrible. Nothing. You would be exactly where you are right now. And if that's working with you, great. Stop watching. But if it's not working, keep watching, because what could happen
if it's not working, keep watching so I can continue to manipulate you to give me all of your money.
if you did decide to take our assessment as your next step, is the possibility of being eligible for the most lucrative skill on earth. I hope I'm winning your mind and heart on this. Now, here's a pop quiz. Who is the world's richest high-ticket sales coach?
Me.
Well, believe it or not, it is Elon Musk. And Elon has been part of many companies, but he failed at the first 3 rockets that he tried to launch. They all blew up. He almost went broke, and then the 4th one worked. Yes, he wants to take people to Mars, but he's in the rocket business that NASA, from the US government, has been trying over the years, right?
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong. Elon Musk built his wealth through creating PayPal, not through the rockets. That came later, right? And PayPal was like one of the first unicorn companies, which means it hit $1 billion. Hi, vey.
Right? So I happen to think he's a coach. He coaches his team. He coaches people who didn't think it was possible for a rocket.
I happen to think he's a coach. Therefore, he is a high-ticket sales coach. And not only that, he's the most successful high-ticket sales coach because I decided that he is a coach. Even though he doesn't call himself a coach, he doesn't even know that he is a coach. Alex, whatever decided that Elon Musk is a coach. Therefore, it is, because what I speak to be truth is truth.
Rocket to go up and then land on his butt where the rockets are. If you've seen that, you see it on YouTube. It's amazing. He's the richest person in the world, but he's also a high-ticket sales coach. He had to sell the US government to help fund him for Tesla and for his rocket project. When it's decision time, you will see a special button appear on your screen, and you just can complete the.
That is exactly what I think he is. Oh my God.
Assessment. It's coming up. And if you want me to pass the torch to you, I will. But remember, it's not just about passion. There's a myth about passion versus commitment. I have to share this with you because many passionate coaches are unhappy, unfulfilled, and unaware. You may be passionate, but passionate is not enough. You got to be committed. And that leads to courage, as in the 4C formula. This is one of my coaches, Roy H. Williams.
As far as I know, he is one of the original co-founders. Him and that guy that is trying to like reverse his age, Brian something. I'm pretty sure they were the original co-founders when they were at Queens. I don't know. I don't care enough.
He says passion doesn't create commitment. Okay? Commitment creates passion. What are you committed to?
You're
committed
this guy
to watching this right
is
now.
wild. The
Roy is
conclusions he
responsible
is
for over
drawing are
80%
just
of all the
blowing my
Rolex
mind,
watches sold in
honestly.
the United States. You probably never heard of him. He doesn't want to be known. But he's probably the highest paid copywriter consultant for the jewelry business. And so, do you need a $10,000 or $20,000 Rolex watch to tell the time? No. That's a high-ticket item. And it's a status symbol. All you need is your smartphone. But there are people who will buy it. And those are the people I want you to have as clients.
This is what I want to know. So I'm always thinking back to like, I was a coach. I used to watch these webinars. I never watched a webinar that was longer than an hour and 30 minutes, I think. Even within the webinars that I watch, those people were at least giving me like 5 steps. Mind you, very surface level stuff I could have found on Google. But at least when I finished the webinar, I could like walk away with my 5 things written down and feel like I actually learned something. Whereas this guy he hasn't taught us anything. He hasn't given us even 3 steps to be a high ticket sales coach. He's literally just saying, like, bragging about himself, talking about all the clients he's worked with. And that's all I've taken, and read us 50 different quotes from famous people. He hasn't even given me one single thing that I could walk away with.
clients. Those are the people we have as clients. And here's a surprise bonus. When you schedule your discovery session and show up, you get instant access to something that's a tool that you don't have. And those are the 17 world-class coaching question templates. They're not just questions, they are
Absolutely,
templates.
Dave.
They're 2
Waste
pages.
of time.
When you get it by PDF, it'll be emailed to you. I want you to print it and laminate it back to back because you will learn so much from these questions. It's a great way to start. Okay, whether or not we accept you. Here's a fair warning, is we can only promise a few dozen discovery session appointments each month. So I'm telling you, there is some scarcity. First come, first served, because we only have a limited number of advisors and we take everyone through the process. Money loves speed. So that means like in a cafeteria line, if you get out of line and you don't do the assessment or you don't show up for the discovery session, you get into the back of the line. Okay, is that fair? It's the way life works. First come, first served. So because you get a private coach if you're accepted and we have a limited number of advisors, we can only accept a few dozen of these
False scarcity. Repeat after me. False scarcity.
appointments. And it's not a strategy session. It is a discovery session to give you the courage to be more decisive. And we can remind you.
No, that wasn't Peter Thiel. It's, hold on, I'll find his name. It's Brian Johnson. This guy. Hold on, I need to share this. This is the guy. Brian Johnson is the one that's trying to reverse aging, just as an aside. Kia's World did a whole live stream on it, so you can go and watch that if you're interested in that quackery. Oh, to be wealthy.
Remind you of the 4C formula later, okay? Our genuine reason why we can only honor a few of these discovery sessions is because of supply, not demand. We have way too much supply of people wanting to take them, and they spill over to the next month, but we even have more demand. We have even more demand that can't meet the supply, so that's why we're doing this. So you can be a certified high-ticket sales coach, and we could have that demand fulfilled with more supply. You're part of it. Remember, self-serving benevolence. And don't worry if you don't schedule the discovery session because you didn't get there soon enough when you see the button. You can be on next month's standby list if you're really committed to what you've watched. Brian Tracy said, people love fast. When you're
My guess is no. My guess is, and again, this is just speculating, but I'm assuming he's just pitching you on this like business, and then you enter the pyramid and get assigned to somebody else that he's already sold on the program. So let's just pretend that Natalie got recruited last month. She's, finding all these leads, whatever. I pay this Alex guy my $10,000 or however much it costs, and he's going to put me under Natalie, and now Natalie is my advisor. That's what I'm guessing, because I don't see how this one guy could coach all of these people. But I think you're basically just like paying to enter the pyramid. That's why I literally think that this is just a pyramid scheme, that there's nothing else going on here.
When you're fast, people think you're smart. They think your products are higher quality. They think your management is of higher quality and that you're worth more. So they're willing to pay more money for it. And that's why I'm really big into speed, he says. Client of mine, friend of mine, JV partner of mine, Brian Tracy. So can you see the payoff of speed when you face an opportunity like this one? Imagine how much faster you can succeed once you master procrastination, where you believe that it's progress, not perfection. Adding zero, chunking down. If you're still committed to your progress, then please lean in, listen, and watch carefully. Because the commitments that we expect from all of our high-ticket sales coaching certification candidates, that means you, because you made it this far. Okay, here they are. First, 100% commitment to be coached 3 to 6 months. Okay, next, 100% commitment to get coach certified. So it's not enough to learn it. There's a certification exam, and then you get your certificate, like you saw with the other certified coaches. And 100% committed to create change in other people's lives. The key principle is 100%. Like in poker, all in. All the chips are in the middle of the table. No bright, shiny object syndrome. None of that, okay? With high-ticket sales coaching certification, you're not a gambler anymore, my friend. You are the casino.
You are the gambler, though. I will promise you that. If you buy a high-ticket sales coaching program, you are gambling with your bank account.
And the odds are tipped in your...
But actually, your odds are probably better if you went to the casino, honestly.
favor. So if you lack the courage to pass on this business opportunity because it's not right for you, then don't make it a maybe. Make it no. And then you can continue to gamble your future with other opportunities, but not on our watch. If you're going to come with us, 100% commitment. That is what we expect of you. Now, what is a strange and counterintuitive difference between dedicating 99% and 100% commitment? Because you've heard me say 100%. It's a massive difference. We believe there's 0 on the left and 100% is on the right. We believe that 99% is in the middle. It takes just as much energy to go to 99% as it does from 99% to 100. That's the difference that J.K. Rowling did with her Harry Potter books, or Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, when she grew up in poverty. Steve Jobs did that. Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they know the difference between 99% and 100% commitment, and they created movements. Now read this twice. To become one of our high-ticket sales coaches, you must dedicate as much energy going from 99 to 100% commitment as you dedicated from 0 to 99%. You're probably now at 99%, I hope, okay? But yet there's some more to dedicate. And if you're up for it, we'll show you how. Our expectation for high-ticket sales coaching is to commit and making a 1-degree improvement every single day. Jim Rohn, who was one of my coaches when he was living, he said, if you want to have more, you must become more. For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better.
Another dead guy. Can you believe it?
Better, he said, you have to get better. And for things to improve, you have to improve. It's an inside game, by the way. If you grow, everything grows for you. And he said if you just make a 1% improvement daily, there's a compounded effect. How to make a great living as a high-ticket sales coach.
Yeah, it's like a false equivalency where they're basically like, well, I made $1 million, and you know who else made $1 million? Elon Musk. So if X equals Y and you pay me $10,000, you're going to be the next Elon Musk. That's what we learned today.
In 3 simple steps. Number 1, create an offer that's irresistible and high ticket. 2, attract the high ticket clients. And 3, close them. Remember,
but you didn't give us any tangible steps on how to do this. You told us, okay, create, attract, close. Even if you just gave the surface level, again, I understand these people are like not going to give you any actual helpful advice. They're just going to give you like basic information. Let's just reframe this so we could make it even slightly more helpful. Create an irresistible high ticket offer. Okay, so how do we do that? We figure out who we're selling to. We figure out what problems they face. We figure out what solution they need from us, and we create the solution. That could be the surface level answer, because if you answer those 4 questions, you are going to be able to generate some sort of offer. Attract. Okay, how are we going to attract them? Using free traffic sources. Okay, so let's pretend we're going to do this on social media. Again, we're going to need to understand who our ideal client is, what problem they face, what solution we have, and then we're going to maybe brainstorm, 10 solutions to that problem and how we can show up and make content around that problem or that solution, that's going to attract them to want to work with us, ask questions. That's step number 2. Step number 3, closing without being pushy or feeling inauthentic. Here's where I might have, 5 to 10 tips on how to actually do this. Don't lead with this, do lead with that. Don't always be selling, do be doing this, blah, 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 blah. Doing that, presenting in that way would be exponentially more helpful than just saying create, attract, close. You haven't taught me anything. So you're welcome. If you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, I want to, learn. There, I just taught you. I'm sorry, I hate this.
Remember, we do all 3 of these for you for the first year, deliberately. And the surest and simplest way to burst through those 3 roadblocks that I mentioned before, the silent assassins, is schedule your discovery session after you complete your eligibility assessment. You're going to see the button soon. And because you made it here, then look for the button that's popping up right now. And then click on it and complete the assessment. We're about 90 minutes in, and I'll keep going if it's not the right time for you. You will get this video so you don't miss anything, because we still have other lessons to teach you. But if you're ready now, you want to be first in, go right now. Click that button and you'll get...
You all owe me $10,000 now, by the way.
The slide and the video presentation. Now, if you're not ready, keep watching. And this is a critical lesson you're about to learn. So if you're ready, click it. If you're not, keep watching, please. And don't second guess if it's the right decision. If you haven't decided yet, it's not the right decision yet. It's first come, first serve. So if you're skeptical, doubtful, fearful of the next step, then just keep watching. Because any decision requires commitment, courage, capability, and confidence. That is...
Okay, I need to find this button. My brain cannot handle this. Okay, click here to start your assessment. I mean, this button was probably available this whole time. I just didn't know it was there, so sorry about that. Hoy vey. Okay, share this tab instead. Can you guys see it? Yeah. Okay, let me make it big, baby, big. And thank you, Dangerous Lambs. I appreciate that so much. Okay, the high ticket coach private assessment we have all been waiting for. How much monthly income do you currently generate as a professional coach? Over 5K, obviously. Because if you're not making 10K months, you're a big fat loser. Is there a way for me to there we go. Now we can see it. That's better. What is your monthly revenue goal 12 months after you get your high ticket coach certification? Well, I'm already making 5K months, so I have to make it over 8K. What are 2 specific reasons why you have not yet achieved that revenue goal? I am so busy as a single mom. I have to look after my children. I am also broke because I have so much debt. All my money goes to debt. On a scale of 1 to 10, how willing and coachable are you? 10 out of 10. Okay, I'm going to keep going, but I just want to say that I can guarantee you that when I get to the end of this survey, it's going to give me like a schedule or something to schedule my call. I bet I don't even have to qualify. I'm just going to be able to book it right in. That's my guess. Let's continue. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of commitment and decisiveness to be wildly successful? 10 out of 10, obviously. If you qualify for your session, what's your single biggest business mistake you've made from your past that you're willing to share with your high ticket coach advisor? I only sell a $200 program. I think I need high ticket offers. If you qualify, what's your single greatest business achievement you're most proud of and willing to share your high ticket coach advice? That I make $5,000 per month selling a $200 offer. My name is Jane Doe. That's my fake email. My phone number. Oh, last time it tried to dox me. 9999999. That's not a real phone number. Okay, let's do wait. Oh God, my brain. 9671234. Will it work? Yes. My company's industry is, obviously I'm a coach, duh. My company's team size, just me. I'm the boss. Okay, let's see. Carefully read this disclaimer about your expected investment. Moment of truth. Drop your guesses in the comments. How much is this going to cost? How much do we think it's going to cost? Drop your guesses. I want to see them. We will not click next until we see the guesses. Let me get caught up on the comments. I was more inspired with your membership trailer than I could ever be from the lords of out of context historical quotes. This presentation was awful. That's all I have to say. Let me guess. Prices $19.97. We're about to find out. Great guess. I appreciate that. $19.97, $20K, $997 a month for 12 months. You know what? Yeah, I'm thinking it might be a monthly fee. I'm thinking like probably $19.97 per month is my guess. Or $997 per month is a good guess as well. But because he's guaranteeing that we're going to make $100K in a year, or it might be just $10,000. It might just be like $997. $9,997. Exactly. It's really building up this momentum, and like people will have poured their heart and soul out in those boxes of like, I've been an entrepreneur for 5 years trying to build my coaching business. I can't close anyone. I've made one sale in 5 years. And it's like, oh, I just feel so bad for anyone that falls prey to this. Okay, let's get back to it. Let's find out. Moment of truth. After my discovery session, if I am admitted into the high ticket coach certification, I am prepared to invest $10,000 to grow my business without causing my lifestyle financial harm. Okay, what does the asterisk lead to? There is no, where shouldn't there be, this should lead me somewhere, right? Or it just means, oh, it just means it's required. Okay. If I do not currently have the investment capability to take part in the certification program, I'm willing to choose from other program options until I get my funds back in order. So if I can't afford $10,000, I'm willing to spend in whatever, some other frickin' offer they have. Again, if we come in, for those of you that missed the beginning, they talked about essentially pitching people your large offer as a means of securing them the sale in a lower ticket offer. So you pitch them $10K. If they can't afford it, that's okay because you have a backup offer that's actually only like $1,000 and you're more likely to close them on that, which I've talked about in so many of my videos. But essentially you're priming the person to think like, oh my God, this is so expensive. So that when they get that lower ticket offer, that's still thousands of dollars, they think they're getting a better deal. Exactly. It's pure manipulation. And this is it. Let's see what they try to downsell us on. Anchoring, exactly. But remember, I'm not trained in NLP. I don't know anything about NLP. It's like funny you would bring that up. If you weren't trained in it, why would you even mention it? That's weird. That's suspicious. Okay, I agree. I give my full and unquestionable consent. I absolutely, I do. I do. Submit. Let's see. Yes! We did it! We did it! We did it! We did it! Woohoo! I'm not doing this though. Does somebody else want to do it? I'm too much of a chicken. I don't want to do it. I hate it. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I will be brave enough to get on a sales call and pretend to listen to someone's sales pitch. But oh my God, what if they got me? What if I got on the sales call and they convinced me? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I would love to do like an undercover one, but I'm too much of a fraidy cat. And I'm afraid I would break character and be like, okay. I would rather pluck out my eyelashes. Exactly, same. Okay, and at the bottom of the page, it actually has a disclaimer that says, okay, I'll pull the screen up again so you can see it. This kind of made me chuckle a little bit. Okay, can you see that? Sort of. Let me hide this comment. Okay. Unfortunately, it's at the bottom of the page, so. We don't believe in get-rich-quick schemes. We believe in hard work, adding value, and serving others, and that's what our programs are designed to help you do. As stated by law, we cannot and do not make any guarantees about your own ability to get results or earn any money from our ideas, information, programs, or strategies. We don't, besides, your results in life are up to you. Agreed? We're here to help by giving you our greatest strategies to move you forward faster. However, nothing on this page or any of our websites or emails is a promise or guarantee of future earnings. Any financial numbers referenced here or on any of our sites or emails are simply estimates or projections or past results and should not be considered exact, actual, or as a promise of potential earnings. All numbers are illustrative only. If you have questions, email us. That to me is so telling that these people are spewing BS that they do not have like proof to back up. It just seems so interesting to me that you just spent 2 hours convincing me that you're a millionaire, you've made millions, you've coached other people to become millionaires, and now you're telling me results aren't guaranteed. I actually don't make any promises, and any numbers that I've shared in my presentation are just representations. They might not necessarily be accurate, and you shouldn't reference those. Exactly. 100% commitment for 0% guaranteed. It's giving when the MLM Huns make income claims and then they put like a blurry little income disclosure statement in like the bottom corner where you can barely read it and barely see what it says, saying that like 99% of people don't make any money. Same vibes. Hoy vey. Oh, big yawn. We made it. Oh. I can't believe that we suffered through that whole thing for 2 whole hours. I had no idea it was that long. I wasn't really paying attention when I signed up. So sorry about that, everyone. Exactly. It sounds like a cop-out so that he does not have to take responsibility for his failures. Exactly. But the best part is they don't include this in the presentation. They put it in small font at the bottom of the page where you sign up for the sales call because they don't want you to actually notice it. It's gross and I don't like it. Congrats, everyone. I hope you feel richer. I hope you have found the secret to success. And when you hit $1 million, I will be taking all of the credit because the way I'm becoming a billionaire is through creating 1,000 millionaires. Remember the millionaire math? That's the secret. All right, friends, that's going to be it for today. If you have content you want me to react to, I have a submission form linked in the description below. I appreciate your assistance in submitting content to that form because I'm just a gal on the internet and I only have so much time in a day to find things to react to. Exactly. We're becoming rich through osmosis, and I'm going to be a billionaire before you know it. All I need is 82,995 more members, and I will be a millionaire, which is on my way to being a billionaire. And I appreciate you all for taking the time to come and hang out with me. I'll be back next Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific, my regular live stream time. But that's it. I got nothing else to say. So take care. Comb your hair. Let me find the outro. And I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.